Alright, love. I'm now live, love. Alright, love. Okay, love. Oh, hello there. Well, yeah, we're live. We are this Sunday. Oh, what should we talk about? Oh, I wonder. Might have something to do about the farming. Maybe the farming. Maybe a bit about the fishermen as well, and some other political kind of madness that's going on today. Love. Oh, blimey, I've done it again. Oh, love. Okay, love. Oh, hello there. Stop that. Oh, blimey, every flipping time. I need to find a way of doing that. Well, you see, it has been an interesting week yet again. The farmers have been kicking off. The French farmers kicked off, and now they've, well, they've relented, that they have, you know. Until next time. But according to Jacob Rees-Mogg, that was a first for the farmers. I've never, protested before. According to, him. Oh, okay. Well, I can guarantee you, the French farmers, they protest for every goddamn thing. There's not one thing or another. It's literally everything. And then every day is a new thing. If it ain't the flipping wind turbines, if it ain't the solar panels, if it ain't imported foodstuffs, etc., 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 etc. And yes, they do have quite a lot of sway, a lot of power, that they do. Don't get me wrong, I understand a lot of their grievances, that I do. But to be frank, all they do is make it harder for ordinary folk. And it's exactly the same what they're, well, contemplating regarding these protests in Dover. The Kent farmers rallying around there, thinking they're going to do what the French can do. And, well, actually, to be fair to them, they did say, well, if we tried blockade London, they wouldn't be very happy. Yeah, the people want that. They won't give us any support. The thing is, you see, as soon as you interrupt people's lives, make their lives harder, more expensive, well, then, quite frankly, the people are, well, they're not going to be very happy, are they? And especially if you start throwing tomato soup over, like the Mona Lisa, for instance. I don't actually agree with those kind of protests. Not that the cause isn't important, but the methods just don't ring true to me with a lot of those kind of protests. Now, the French farmers have relented, but now we've got Kent farmers doing the old slogan around Dover. And I'm sure Mr. Bannister, Dover Port, I'm sure he ain't very happy. He's got enough to deal with the upcoming phytosanitary, and the physical tests checks that be coming in April. And then we've got Sevington, the Farage garage. Nigel Farage's kind of proxy brainchild thing. Anyway, it's basically a car park for lorries, and that is the inland customs area, 22 miles from the port of Dover. Now, that's all very well. Okay, fine. I'll just drive 22 miles. That's not probably going that direction anyway, aren't they? That's what they're doing. But there's nothing stopping the lorry drivers stopping mid-journey and offloading all or some of their cargo. No. Yes, there's seals on the back. But who's to say they can't unseal and seal them up again? Blame it on the immigrants or something, can't they? I don't know. Oh, they're trying to get on board. They did, yeah. Well, you see, what we're going to see is criminal gangs with their illegal food coming into the UK, and generally that'll be meat from places that you wouldn't want to be eating meat from. Lovely. Be, I don't know, irradiated Russian cod, maybe. I don't know. Could be anything coming in. Yeah. It could be, I don't know, it could be cloned Anne Widdecombe's. Crikey, that'd be a sorry state of affairs, wouldn't it? I don't think you're able to grow enough crop to be able to feed them. No, let alone milk them. So anyway, on that note, who have we got in the chat today? Oh, blimey. Anyway, where were we? Okay, tractors. Oh, crikey, tractors. Was Jasper here today? Because I'm sure he'd like to talk about tractors. And Neil Parrish and his tractor porn. The tractor porn guy. So, hello, Gingers. I've always said hello to you, Gingers. I always said hello back. Anyway, hello, him. Good evening, everyone, and special greetings to all shorts. That'll be me. Let's the British farmer protest like real European farmers. It all goes too slow, though. That's just silly. It just reminds me of what happened regarding like Lockfin Langoustines and other Scottish seafood fishermen. Yes, they had a grievance, but they did vote for Brexit. Yeah, they just want my Brexit, they said. But anyway, they came all the way down from up there in Scotland. Yeah. Drove around Westminster, couple of laps of Westminster, got a 300 quid fine, and drove back again. Now, if there was a French that did that, they'd be coming with their muck spreaders. And believe me, they've already done that. Spraying government buildings with shit. Now, I was saying it in my earlier video today. They're the people we should be protesting. Make their lives a flipping misery, not ordinary folk. It don't work. We need to, get them to love us and that. We're going to be protesting. We want the people to be on our side. Love and hugs and all that. Cuddles, or whatever it is. Anyway. But as soon as you make their lives difficult, they push back, Equal opposite force and all of that. The same with political correctness and all that. They call it wokeism. That's bollocks. Anyway, political correctness and all that. The more that we push on the left, the right is going to push back harder. And they're the loudest. It's a balance is what we need. Fortunately, everything's gone, well, locked. Just bad. Everything's gone, what's happened there? Oh, crikey, who's that? Hello! Oh, crikey, remember. Joe, I need some kind of jingle for that, don't I? Lefty Boater, Joe Lefty Boater. He's been a member for 5 months. Crikey, is that how long? God. Can we have a welcome to the Brexit, sir? I think we can do that. That we can. Oh.
Welcome to the Brexit, sir. I'm sorry.
Oh my God.
I might want to turn my volume down on my speakers. There you go. Let's do it again, just in case that suits reverb.
Welcome to the Brexit, sir. I'm sorry.
Oh my God.
Jasper, yeah, farming, Have you got your tractor ready? You got it all primed up, all ready to go to go slow all the way. Yeah. Well, actually, you're on the wrong side of the water. Anyway. Oh. They could protest like we do, but that usually ends in a riot. Have a riot. Or you could have, I don't know, maybe Donald Trump or someone, get him involved and what have you. He aggravate a war or, he's lovely geezer, isn't he? Might talk about him a little bit later. Yeah. Oh. I think they need to replace Biden quick. so you stand a fairer chance. Oh God! Not because I don't agree with Biden's policy, but he's wearing thin at the moment, isn't he? He's struggling. I think it's all up there, but as he engaged with his gob sometimes, or his legs. It's just a shame. It's a shame. Could you imagine it if Trump gets in? Another term of Trump. Oh, blimey. I want to see him in jail. Behind bars, that's what I want to see. Hello, Wham. Uh-oh. No, Ron, it's just spray Westminster a lot of manure, then go home. Yes, give him the old bird. Yeah, like Andrew would, woman. Hello, Andrew Evans, hope you're well. Hi, all. Not Swift Dad, what that means, I don't know. Let's not mention yesterday's rugby. Nothing worse than losing to... Oh, crikey. Okay, to the English. Sorry. To be honest, I don't follow it. I used to play rugby, actually. I used to be in the school team, but that was a long time ago. Yeah. Although my weight would probably be a bonus now, because I was only small. Hello. Everyone say hello. Oh, got a limerick in the house. Hello, Top Smoke. Hope you well. Let me read it first before I say something I shouldn't. Oh, that's okay. I like that joke this afternoon. Okay. All right, here we go. Okay. The pressure was high, so off to the docks he would fly. The dock was a crack, so gave him a vac, and his vein exploded in his eye. Ooh, you don't want an exploding vein in the eye, do you? No, depends what vein that is. Mud in the eye, I don't know, whatever. Hey, Mad Monk 33, I hope you're well, my friend. Oh, we've got a spanner in the house. Oh, we've got another one down there. P. Dallas, hello, buddy. Or Pedalus. Is it P.E. Dallas or Pedalus? I don't forget it right or wrong, I don't know. But you know me. Soundcheck. Okay, let's just do a sound check again. 33, I hope you're well, my friend. Yeah, Soundcheck. Soundcheck's good. Thank you. Nick Young, hello, good evening all. Oh, and Casper Northern, hi everyone. Hi to you, buddy, hope you're well. Susan DeWitt, the blockade here, have me rethinking about our subscription to the Biofarm Coup here. 2,000 a year. Really? Blimey. That's quite a bit. Well, my friend says hi. He says, and me. Jasper, UK are pansies. You know, when I was growing up, we were tough. We were in gangs, we were, yeah. And we would carry knives, like Stanley knives and stuff. Yeah, with a safety blade on. Oh, anyway. Or was it cutthroat? I can't remember. See, they found Anne Widdicombe's pet turtle this week. Was probably fed up, getting stroked on her knee. Oh, okay. Oh, crikey. She's been at it again, Anne Widdicombe. Yeah, she's been having things to say. But what has she been saying? She's been saying something. I can't remember what it is now. Is there some... Oh, crikey. Crikey. Oh, something about Brexit, I think it was. Anne Widdicombe. What a woman, eh? Oh, she's just all woman, that one. We might get into her. Not literally, a bit later on. She's trying to give the old Benapib the old, Brexit, post-Brexit political lift for the Reform Party. She loves her Benapib. He's just an angry little man. And so is Richard Tice. Might get into him as well. Not literally. No, it's not my thing. I don't swing that way. No. I've got no problems with it, but it's not my thing. They're going, I don't know. I haven't tried it, so I don't really know, to be honest. Hey, John Sears, hope you're well. Bonsoir from Cognac. Well, the last time I was in Cognac, right, because you've got a drone military base there. They fly French, the drones, the military drones. Yeah, not those little things with a lot of Cox engine on, or control line. No, I'm talking about full-blown military drones. Anyway, in Cognac, we stayed on a Cognac place, place that sells Cognac, and I was parked up against this hedge, all right, with the camper. All right, with the missus. All right, and I thought, oh no, I'm going to fly my drone. I want to see what's going on here. So I flew my drone. I looked down, looked at my little screen, and I thought, oh shit. I'd have been locked up for spying or something. So quickly I came down again, obviously. And that was with my Phantom Pro drone. I actually got the foot chair somewhere, but I have to dig that up. So yeah, I didn't do that again. Yeah, and then I managed to find out that with the drone flying that here in France, there's actually a cadastre with all the places you can and cannot. That's full of the rules and everything what you can do here in France. So I follow that religiously now. Yes. Anyway, that could have been dangerous. Scrolling down. See, Donkey Dave was the BBC today. Oh, Donkey Dave. UK farmers protesting, or is it a strong protest by writing to the MP here in Beja? They parked their tractors in the main entry to the city, so no one could get in. Well, it's kind of what the French was trying to do. They're trying to blockade Paris, weren't they? Well, I was listening to Frenchmen being interviewed. They're saying, "Oh, we want to starve the Parisians, starve them." I thought, that's a bit harsh. Yeah, and again, who are they hitting? They're attacking ordinary people with the hope that the ordinary people say, oh, you've got to do something about this, I suppose. But it doesn't, I don't think it gains any favours. No. You've got to win the hearts, haven't you? The hearts and minds of the public. Yeah, I was going to say British public, or the French public, or any of the public. A public. Well, Widdicombe, Odin's beard, do not do it, Marcus. Oh. By Odin's beard. God's a better. She's like the bearded woman, isn't she? Crikey. I think she shaves one of them Suffolk cult lawnmowers. That's what she does. Ain't I horrible? Aren't I old? Poor old Anne Widdicombe. Oh, there we go. Bedo stands for a type of bamboo. Ah, like Philostachys. Oh, Idelus. But I don't care how anyone pronounces it. Okay, now I think I get it now. I think I get it. Ooze 2,400. Hello, Ooze. Hope you're well. The French have 200 years on the Brits regarding dealing with their betters. Yes. Off with their heads. Build a Bastille. We need a British Bastille. Yeah. I think, do you know what? I kind of... It's a bit too quick, isn't it? A guillotine. It's just like, done, isn't it? And that's the end of it. It's just too easy, you know? You got a little bit of fretting, you know, being carted in the cart, up to the old guillotine, ready to have your head chopped off. But just think about this for a minute. Probably tie a bit of rope to the legs, a bit of rope to the hands, and then you put them on a rack. And very slowly stretched them until they then went pop. Yeah, like the weasel that they are. You see? That's what I like to do. I'm going senile, me too. I went in a bathroom with the walls were black. I left the hot tap on for a week. What? I'm going senile. I went in the bathroom. The walls were black. I left the hot tap on for a week in the bath. What? How the hell did you manage that? She had the hot water left, did you? The actions of French farmers have resulted in a boycott of French goods here. Yes. I was going to come on to that. When you upset people say, sod ya. Farming especially, you've got to win the hearts of the people. And when you get people like me, and probably you, who are dead set against Brexit, thinking, hang on, Brexit was a really stupid idea. Yeah, the farmers voted for it as a whole. You know, if we talk about democracy and all that in that sector. And then we got the French, the fishermen voted for it as well. Same difference. It's very hard to feel sorry for them when they basically voted for their own demise. They got suckered by Alexander Boris the Pfeffel Johnson, Nigel Farage, Daniel Hannan, Anne Widdecombe, Ben Habib, all that lot. You know, it's just too many of them to list. They got sucked. Absolutely suckered. They fell for hook, line, and sinker, especially the fishermen. Yeah. So, now I just got rid of all my wind. Oh, I don't know. I'm going to go over a little bit what I did in my previous video, but obviously I don't know if everybody's seen it anyway. But that was a bit of a longer video. That was 18 minutes long, which was a bit too, just under 80 minutes. It was a bit too long, really, but it's kind of how it flows, you know. When you get sort of carried away, you see, I was doing the video because I didn't edit it, you see, and yeah, when I get a bit carried away, I do apologise. I can't help it, you see. Yeah, I get a little bit excited. I can't help it. People in my videos on my other channel, are you usually like that? And I say, ask the missus. Poor woman. Well, anyway, now we all know what's been going on in France, don't we? We know the French farmers have not been very happy. They're not very happy with legislation that they feel has been imposed upon them. They say they're drowning in these new regulations. That's just one of the issues that they're complaining about. Don't get me wrong, they got a point. It gets to a point where they can't. It gets silly, but we have to do something regarding the environment and what have you. We can't go on the way that we have been. And the farmers are quite a part of the problem. You know, they're destroying the soil for a start. All this intensive farming. Remember, years ago, when I was a boy, or maybe before, we used to do crop rotation. You know, like a 3-year cycle. You know, to be fair, some of the French farmers here, like our local farmer, he does set fields aside, but all the other fields are intensively farmed. But generally, they're farmed for feed crops. You know, like maize and wheat and what have you. So it's generally feed as cows. But it's just like again, you know, just the whole structure of the soil is just breaking down. So it's not really good little microbes and what have you, and all the stuff that keeps everything together. You know, all the stuff that we need. You know, 9 times 10, most of the stuff that we eat hasn't actually got the minerals in it that we need that should be that would be naturally there if you had decent soil. Stuff that we need to survive. You know, they don't add that because it doesn't make the plant grow. They're not interested in adding those sort of things, you know. So if you're talking about the fertilisers, generally a lot of them are coming from the EU. You're talking about inputs then to this, going to affect the farmers in the UK who are protesting and blocking imports coming from France across the channel, which will also include seed crops for the farmers, fertiliser for the farmers. Oh, crikey, what else? Oh, yeah, chemicals such as the pesticides, etc., 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 for the farmers. Most of that stuff is imported, you see. So they kind of scupper themselves in all directions. The only thing they will be able to get hold of is seed potatoes, because a lot of them come from Scotland, and Scotland's very desperate to get rid of them because they can't export them anymore. Not into the EU anyway, or into... Can they actually... No, I suppose they can't, can they? Can't even import them into Northern Ireland anymore either. Don't think they can anyway. I'm pretty certain they can't. You see, it all comes under phytosanitary rules and stuff. And certain crops are banned anyway. They're just barred because of the it's a spread of diseases. You know, they still let Nigel Farage go across the flipping border, and he's a walking flipping disease. Oh, God! Every time I look at him, I feel like have a surge of gonorrhea or something. I don't know, just a back chop. Oh, he's awful. Can't stand the man. Oh, crikey. So, 5 years ago. Yes, 5 years ago, the farmers were saying that Brexit was a massive mistake, an error of judgment on their part. Not all of them, but they were starting to come out of the woodwork back. They may realise, oh shit. The plans that this government have for us ain't as good as what they were when we were in the EU. They seem to forget that the common agricultural policy there was there to protect the farmers. Yes, it caused aggro, but they protect the farmers from imports. That's why, you know, they're talking about sanctioning China for the these electric cars coming, flooding the market from China coming into the EU. They want to sanction them so it protects other car manufacturers. You know, push their price up so they're not overly expensive. And the same thing happened with the farmers. Yes, there was stuff that obviously the farmers didn't like because they had to do stuff like tag their sheep within so many amount of hours or something stupid like that. You can have one. If it's a keeper, you got to do both ends. You see, that sort of stuff. Now, those rules are pretty stringent. But when you consider when you had, like, you got swine flu and foot and mouth and all these other diseases, it's pretty darn important. And there's other things as well. Like, for instance, you can't, in the EU, you can't move wood that's got bark on. So, like posts and stuff like that, PKs, for the fencing. Generally, the bark has to be removed because that's where all the bugs will be, you see. It's about transmitting, of pests, So it's pretty important. They don't just make up these rules willy-nilly. Yes, in some cases, some of these rules, you might think, well, it seems to be a bit of a sort of global rule for everything. Well, really, if it was a bit more specific and a bit more targeted, it would make more sense. But still, it's like better than having no rules at all. So now you can't even export into the EU certain foodstuffs that we were doing before. Now, it's absolute madness. When you consider also in the UK, I can't think about that. In 2020, alone, 28% of UK foods were imported from the EU. All right, they're the official figures. Okay, it could be more, could be less. But which EU countries are the UK's biggest suppliers of different types of food? Well, what about vegetables? All right, and I'm not talking about the current government. Okay, because let's be fair, they are. To be honest, vegetables have more purpose, more use. And let's also be fair, previous Prime Minister got beaten by lettuce. I know. Apparently, that
is a disgrace.
Oh, poor old Liz. Blimey. She's still got her peerages through, though, isn't she? Still getting her pension. God's sake. What's that all about? 40, 50 days, whatever, 48 days or 46 days. Anyway, I can't remember. So swift. That's like a ship passing in the night, it was. So vegetables, like your lettuces, 90% of them are imported. They're shipped from EU countries. 90% of your lettuces come from the EU. I wonder if that lettuce actually that beat Liz Truss came from the EU, or was it one of the 10%? Was it a minority lettuce? I don't know. Well, either way, it's still just the tip of the iceberg. Well, now one of the main suppliers of imported vegetables into the UK is actually in Germany. Now, when you can see how cheap, obviously, haulage was, not so much now, but was, you know, the haulage itself, the extra shipping fees and stuff, they're still relatively cheap. But it's all the fees now, isn't it? And now we're going to be having all these phytosanitary checks, checks on meat stuffs and what have you. And then we're going to have the physical checks come in April. That is going to be a game changer, that one is. And it's not going to solve the issue, because we're going to be having unscrupulous, like I said a moment ago, we're going to have unscrupulous people finding a way to circumvent the rules. Giving us all, well, not me, because I'm in the EU, but anyway, giving you all swine flu. Oh, Anne Widdecombe or something, you know, Anne Widdecombe disease, like mad cow disease, or whatever it is. And so the other thing is other food crops, you see, because when you got the foodstuffs that are being imported into the UK, they're not necessarily going direct to the UK. No, many of them they are stepping stone. That stepping stone that is the EU, because that way they've only got to go to port once, you see, instead of twice. It's less fees, and then it's down to haulage companies to ship the stuff across the channel to the UK. Well, most of your coffee, for instance, argument's sake, is actually imported from Belgium, even though it's all sourced from majority, obviously, say from America. And it goes from Belgium via the Zeebrugge route, Zeebrugge to, I think that's Tilbury. Is it Tilbury? Anyway, it's by P&O ferries anyway. So, yeah, again, obviously the cost of that is a darn sight cheaper than, well, it was actually. Nothing's cheap now, is it? Let's be fair. And dairy products. Now, the thing that got me a little bit is how much the farmers are actually getting paid for these products. You know, the farmer's portion. You know, obviously you get your bread. You know, you bake a loaf of bread. How much do the farmers get paid for the wheat for that loaf of bread? Well, it works out around 5 to 6 pence per loaf of bread. But what I found really shocking is when I found out that cheese, for instance, the farmers, the dairy farmers, get 1p, 1 pence for every quarter of a kilo, so 4p a kilo block of cheese. Because you need a hell of a lot of cheese as well. Cheese, you need, of course you got a cheese. Oh, crikey, oh God, that's never Liz Truss. Anyway, a kilo of cheese is like 4 pence, and that's a hell of a lot of milk you need to do a kilo of cheese. And then obviously get your rennet and stuff like that. And if it's vegetarian cheese, you get vegetarian rennet. Or, you know, vegan cheese. I don't know what they put in that. Is that scrapings from somewhere? Between the toes? Or something you put that canister in? What's that stuff canister? You put it on something, on part of your body because of fungal. Anyway, maybe it's for that. I don't know. Either way, the farmers don't get paid a lot. And it's here in France, for instance. Obviously, I'm pointing at France because obviously they've been protesting as well. The farmers do get paid more, but the payment system here is different. It's in the UK. It's all been, as you probably already know, it's all been controlled by the supermarkets, pretty much. And as such, unfortunately, they've been squeezed. The farmers have been squeezed. The importers of these foodstuffs more recently, especially through the pandemic and what have you, and also the extra costs imposed because of Brexit. So they have to sign up to quite long-term contracts for the importation to supply the food crops. And all of a sudden, something happens, like for instance the pandemic, like for instance Brexit, what have you, and everything, the shit hits the fan, and everything becomes more expensive for the importer or the producer. And then, but they're in a contract with the supermarkets, and they've got them by the neck, haven't they? So quite often they had to supply these products at cost or at a loss. And it doesn't stop there, you see. The supermarkets at any point could just say, we don't want it now. We don't need it now. They've done that before to a turnip farmer. Well, no, a parsnip farmer in Norfolk. He had mountains of parsnips ready. It shut him down. It shut his company down. This is about 3 years ago now. Welcome to Brexit, sir. And anyway, he had to close up shop because of. Hey, Midge Boy, thanks for that. I'll check it in a second. He had to shut up shop because of the supermarket. I can't remember if it was Tesco's or Asda or someone. I think it was Tesco's actually. Told him that we don't want it anymore, and he had his mountain of parsnips already be packaged and sent out, and it's going to be turned into the ground instead. That's obviously a massive investment for the farmer to produce those crops, and it was already they were already harvested, ready to go. It was like the day before they were ready to be packed, put in the packets. So the supermarkets in the UK especially have too much power. Now, I was watching a film, such a lovely film. I really recommend everybody watch this film. And I can't remember the name of it. So Mrs. Harris Goes to Paris or something like that. And it's a post-war film. And this lady, I can't remember the actor's name either, but she was absolutely brilliant. She deserves an Oscar for her performance. She was brilliant. Anyway, she goes to Paris to buy a dress. So when she arrives in Paris, there's basically rubbish everywhere because the bin men are on strike, you see. so basically, the civil service, they're all on strike. And a local, was he a bit of a hermit or not hermit, a bit of a homeless guy. Anyway, he'll sleep with anyway, it's the worker, the powers with the worker or something like that. You're saying, because striking, and obviously we do like to have protests and strike in the UK, but nothing like the French. Their protests actually mean something. I do respect that, and it's gutsy because sometimes they're really putting their neck on the block. And sometimes they do some really darn stupid stuff as well, to be fair. Anyway, before I carry on, and before... What was that? Oh, it's spit wood on the fire. I was getting scared then. I thought it was something else. Back into the chat, that we do. So, and with the clones, I met her once, and I still have flashbacks. Maybe that is like... it's like, I don't know, virtual reality clones? I don't know. Can you imagine it? Cloning Anne Widdecombe. Why would you do it? I don't get it. Let's scroll up a little bit anyway. Oh, David Drago. Hi, everyone. Hello there, my friend. I hope you're well. What's brown and sounds like a bell? Dung. A dung beetle? Well, I don't know. I heard lately about the Epstein book. Charlie Epstein. Oh, I'm waiting for Prince Andrew's book. Oh, that'll be interesting. Charlie Epstein in there, maybe. Lock him up, I say. If you mix what comes out of Trump's mouth and his hair, dung. Poor Joe needs to retire. I think he does need to retire. I think he's a pretty reasonably genuine geese. More genuine than you get from the likes of Donald Trump, anyway. He's still got history, but he's definitely getting on too much. But there again, saying that, I'd rather have a doddery old sod than someone like Donald Trump. It's just, that man's unreal. And especially what he's been saying recently. Oh my God. And flipping Elon Musk giving blooming Tucker Carlson a platform. Twitter, even though I use it, I'd shut it down now. I don't want it. Get rid of it. But while it's there, I will use it for my own deeds for these live streams now because it's handy. But Elon Musk needs locking up. Giving that man a flipping platform. Blimey. The far left and the far right are closer to each other around the middle. I've said this before actually in the live streams, haven't I? The further you go to the right and the further you go to the left, eventually they'll come and they'll join in the middle. They'll shake hands. Yeah. They go full circle. Susan DeWitt. They blockaded the roads here with bonfires. They weren't letting buses and emergency vehicles through. Took us 6 hours to get home after Rose called us in a crisis. It should take half an hour. This is the thing, you see. They're missing the point. That if you were a public relations officer, you'd say to yourself, that ain't a good idea. If we're going to do a protest, don't piss the people off. It's a no-brainer. Don't piss the people off. Keep them on side. They're attacking the wrong people. You got to get the politicians. You got to find out where they flip and well live, and you dump the shit in the doorway. That's what you do. You know, we're going the fishermen. You chase them with rotten kippers. That you do. Yeah.
Kipper.
Slap, slap, slap across their faces. Would that be assault? Oh, damn it, just not making sense to me.
Smaller in number, are we?
What was that?
But
What was that?
larger in
blimey.
mind.
Oh, great answer, kid. Oh, cheers, buddy. Okay, let's just check this out. For Wally Meds, oh, nice one. We just got his meds were delivered 2 days ago. We got his oil. he's on his hemp oil. This boy Wally. Your dog's in at the moment because I've just set the other camera up. Yeah, got his meds early. Well, it only lasts about a month, so we get them every month. About a month and a bit it lasts. And his Vetmedin as well. That came. We get that from Spain. That's cheaper from Spain. And then we get the hemp oil in France from a place called Coro, which is like an organic shop. It's cold pressed hemp oil, and it does make a huge difference for his fits now. You see, which is he had one the other night actually, but it definitely helps, reduces his fits no end, and they're a lot lighter, they're not so intense. So, thanks for that, Alistair, much appreciated. That'll go into Waddy's pot. And there was no one. Member for 5 months, blimey. Did I see another one a minute ago? I think I did, didn't I? I'm scrolling up. What did I miss? Veg Boy! Super chat time! Keep up the good work. Oh, thank you very much. You're most kind. Yeah, it does. It keeps the channel alive because I have to admit, I'm really struggling to keep it going because I've got other things I should be doing, but I keep doing this. If you know what I mean. And it's if I can keep my head above water, I'll carry on. Basically, that's basically it. You know? Because things are getting a bit tight, to say the least. But look at this. I have more going out. I have coming in, and I got no savings because I've bloody burnt them all up already. So yeah, this is how it is, isn't it? I suppose people are in the worse state than I am, to be honest. At least I've got a house, and at least it's paid for. And I ain't got that worry. I just got to pay the flipping bills. You know, that's God. When I hang Michael Gove earlier, oh my God, man hasn't got a flipping clue, has he? He really hasn't got a clue. Oh, you're going about housing and what have you. It's just. So where are we? Oh, no, what we missed? If you wish to watch all shorts, cheers, Mad Monk. Oh yeah, and don't forget to move the old like button if you're here. Alstom K has been a member for 7 months. Cheers, Alstom. I'm very glad you stuck with us. Lots of people haven't. Oh crikey! Who's this? Oh, I got a crazy person waving at me. You can say hello. Why? Because it's just got one of them. What are they called? Like, if she has sombrero on, she'd look like a Mexican. You need a sombrero, Caroline. Okay. You're gonna leave me here on my own.
Well, you don't need me. You've got all these people.
I've got all these people. No. She's been busy actually today, hasn't you, Dan? You've been finding out about my history, about my past, not hers, because I'm more important. You see, because my. No, is that what it is? No, okay. Anyway, but she's been looking at my ancestry. And yeah,
and cleaning out your workshop.
Oh yeah, and she's been helping clean out my workshop. Oh my God, the end barn. Crikey, that is a nightmare. My workshop's okay, but the end barn, which is like the second workshop, which I'm trying to get sorted out. Oh, blimey, that's scary, man. Anyway, did you know? Obviously you didn't, because I never told you this before. Oh, Sebastian. But a member of my ancestry, a guy called George Kett, he died in 1872. He was a master craftsman, he was. Carpentry runs in the family, by the way. And he started a company with another guy called Tatty. I got his name now already. Anyway, there's two geezers, including my ancestor. George Kett. They started a company which is basically a carving company, not just wood, but masonry as well. And both of them were renowned in the country. Now, my ancestor carved the coats of arms that are in the in Westminster, in the Lords, in House of Lords. I thought, oh, that's pretty damn cool. And don't forget, I've also got Robert Kett as well, you know. I was 1549, Kett's Rebellion, where we held Norwich, we did. And it was German mercenaries that got hold of him. They found him in the end, yeah. He was hiding in a hollowed out oak tree in Windham, and yeah, they hung, drawn and quartered him. And they set him out on display. Yeah, make an example of him, like they did. Well, I'm a descendant of his brother. So anyway, there, history lesson for you, sort of. Hey, where was I? I was doing the chat, wasn't I? I was going through the chat. Crikey. Oh, nothing like going off track. Blame the missus. There we go. Jasper says, I've been eating Conan Choco Hafer muesli. Is that a muesli? I don't know what it is. It sounds like it's probably a muesli. That isn't a Muslim, is it? I mean, eat Muslims, have you? They don't do that. Unless they're pretty. I'm only buy bio, says GC. Well, we eat a lot of bio because we grow a lot of our own food and we do a lot of canning and what have you. So my advice to anyone this year would be to seriously look at growing something to reduce your well, a lot of people can't, obviously, because you know where you live and stuff like that, but if you can, I think I'd definitely suggest growing some easy crops to start with, even if it's in pots. Tomatoes, for instance, is, you know, you can't beat homegrown tomatoes, I'll tell you. But we can a lot. We do 300 jars every single year of different types of foods. Usually, the main thing we do is tomato sauces, ratatouilles and stuff like that, you know, and just literally tomatoes in jars. You know, because you make anything with that, can't you, really? Got your tomatoes, didn't you? Yeah. It's all part of the Bedley Nightshade family. Didn't know that? Yeah, like potatoes as well. All the same. All the same family. And peppers. All the same family. Oh shit, I got to go to eat a biscuit, forgot to put my dentures in. What? Oh shit, I go to eat a biscuit, but I forgot to put my dentures in. That's... Just suck on it, alright? Just suck. Turnip or parsnips? That was a parsnips, I believe. I don't think it was turnips, that was parsnips you're talking about. Yeah, the turnips, that'd be, Teresa Kofi, wouldn't it? You know, she's the one who likes the turnips. She should all be eating seasonal food, like your turnips. Yeah, you know, not tomatoes. You know, one's a salad crop and one's a root crop. Brassic. No, what? Makes no sense. Anyway, that's what she said. And then we got Bloomin' Liz Truss. Did you realise she's still popular in West Norfolk? I couldn't believe it when I was reading that. Looking at the polls for Liz Truss. I'm out of there, Flip. I'm a Norfolk guy, me. Although I'm not West Norfolk, so that's my excuse. Yeah. Ahoy, ahoy, hello, Cootaloo. Hope you're well. Can't stay today. Oh, I'm unwell and reading makes me woozy. Just listen then to my beautiful tenor voice. Enjoy your week, everyone, and love from Canada. Do you know what? I'd like to visit Canada. I've never been to Canada. My son's been, but I've never been to Canada. Yeah. It's got lots of trees in it, so I'm bound to like it. Some of the milk guarantees that 50% of the price goes... Ah, that's interesting. 50% of the price goes to the farmer. I hope so, because that would be good. But you're paying 50% more. Scroll down. Sainsbury's donates to the flipping Tory pie. It's like Tate and Lyle, the sugar people. Basically, most of their sugar is cane sugar, isn't it, instead of beet sugar, and they want more of the market. You see, that's one of the reasons why they helped finance Brexit. Tate and Lyle did, and obviously they did that because I say obviously, but the EU had sanctions on Tate and Lyle to protect. Like I was saying a moment ago, to protect the farmer. Because, and also like British Sugar and those sort of companies that do root crop, as in sugar beet, what have you, for your granulated sugars. But not for the UK. Tate and Lyle can just do what they want to do. Just import it. Welcome to the Brexit, sir. Yeah, break it. Brexit, break it. Chunk it. Right, get well soon. Take care, buddy. I all must go to sleep. Take care of yourselves. You too, my friend. Do you want a sensual massage? Just pay for my ticket. How Not to Sweat by Handy Andy. Oh my God, Handy Andy. I just blast from past that is. Farmers who rely on supermarkets to sell their crops need to diversify their business strategies. Yes. And one of the best things they could have done is not vote for Brexit. Because it's scuppered themselves. It really did. Oh, crikey. Now, I remember... God, this must be 2 years ago, maybe longer. Maybe at least 2 years ago. And this was before it was before the pandemic and what have you, and obviously in the war in Ukraine and what have you. It was the year before, I think it was. The farmers were struggling to get hold of their fertilizers and various chemicals and other inputs they require for their farming back then, post-Brexit, because basically there was a reduction in the actual production, and they supplied more locally before they went across the channel. Because this stuff was basically being made in the Netherlands and places like that, you see. And the UK, in its wisdom, decided to shut down one of its CO2 plants. There's 2 in the UK, and one's been shut down, which then made a shortage of fertiliser in the UK. So the farmers, they're either screwing themselves or they get screwed. Now, I haven't looked into this yet, but one thing I was thinking about earlier today, the farmers... while they're a member of the EU, they could get interest-free loans for their farm machinery and stuff like that. I'm curious to know whether or not farmers are still entitled to that now, or whether or not existing loans carried on the same agreements, or have they got to pay interest on it now or something. I don't know. I haven't looked into it. There we go. And we come there. What have I missed out there? That's good. Prince Andrew's young. What? I can't say that. Oh, that sort of roast where there's 3 involved. Yeah, I get you. Trump or Thatcher? Oh my God, that is a question. Top Smoke. Trump or Thatcher? I'm sorry, it'd have to be Thatcher. I hate them both, but at least she had some. Don't look at policies, obviously, but you know, she had something she actually believed in. You know, Trump don't believe in anything but Trump. He don't care about anyone. He don't care about his own kids. He only cares about Trump. He walked across, didn't he? Kicked a few homeless people out of the way. You know, with his Bible for a photo shoot. He ain't got a blinking clue. He ain't read the Bible. Come on, no. Not I. Public school. Because they had to. Vicky Clee, hope you're well. Was that the Franny Flow? Franny Theo talked about was she was on live. I don't know. UK never lived under communism, so never learned how to be self-reliant. Oh, that's not entirely true. I would say post-war that would probably be the case. But during the war, and before that, the British people were so resilient. They really were. You know, stiff upper lip and all that. Now, I think my grandfather, that he used to always grow his own food. What having before he's up post-war, he went back to the old milk, worked for the milk marketing board, and on the milk floats and what have you. But he bought an ex-MOD greenhouse and he's growing tomatoes, what have you, and selling them to his customers on this, a bit of extra money for him. You know, about moonlight, I suppose. You know, while he's doing the old the milk run. And I've talked about him before. He's an amazing man. You know, he was more of a father to me. My father was, to be honest. But his hip brain. Oh my Gideon! Why the hell was he working for the milk market board? I don't know. He reminds me. I'll tell you what. Apart from the boob sector and the bums and boobs, I reckon he could have drawn Carol Vorderman across the coals a little bit regarding mental arithmetic. He was unbelievably good. I mean, it was just literally he just said a bunch of numbers and they come at the figure. Just like that. It's just unbelievable. Lovely man. One of the first people to walk into Belsen Camp as well. Got Von Kramer's. My sister's got Von Kramer's dagger. Dress dagger. One of them anyway. Got his initials engraved in there. You take that all apart, unscrews, and there's all his initials and his name his initials and the Kramer is on the what you call the little bit goes through the handle. It's on that. They kept him in the keep von Kramer safe because basically everyone will kill him. You see, obviously for obvious reasons. To keep him safe, they put him in the meat locker, one of the big walk-in fridges. Trump likes his daughter. Oh, I bet he'd do her. Well, yeah. He pretty much said that, didn't he? In an interview. Trump said, well, if she wasn't my daughter, wink, wink, all that. Lovely guy. Oh, his skin crawled on it. Perry, hello Perry. Was Kate and Charles in hospital together so Charles could transfer his reptilian DNA? Yes, did you know the royal family are lizards? God's sake. and queuing on or something like that. They all beat up, you see, in the basement of a Pizza Hut, and they drink the blood of children. They do. Apparently, yeah, that's what they say. Yeah. If that's the case, if we chop off a limb, will it grow back? I'll tell you what, I've got a brilliant idea. If we chop off Prince Andrew's tail, will it grow back? You ain't got no to try, are you? So, Kate has a hysterectomy. I don't top smoke. Half the time I don't know if I believe what you say. Because you say a lot of stuff on there, and half the time I don't know if it's true or if it's not. I haven't looked into it, so especially not. Yeah, I don't follow the royal family because I've got no respect for them at all. No. When Phil Morehouse said to me, "Oh, they don't cost that much," the royal family there is up. Oh, they're bollocks. Yeah, flipping out. We're paying for a coastline to the royal family. We're paying for landfill duties to the royal to the king. Everything that goes into landfill, all that cubic meterage gets measured, and we're taxed for it. And it goes to the monarchy. It goes to the firm. To little King Charles and his sausage fingers. The thing is, a lot of this stuff is we always look at things at face value. Oh, the houses cost this much. His cost 300 million for this, for all these bits and pieces, or whatever they might say it costs. But when you actually look at what the fact they've been taxed for him as well, on top of all that go directly to the monarchy, it's just a joke. Off with the heads! That's what I say. Well, why not need to? Because it's beyond these. It's quite scary. That I do, obviously, feel sorry for him. As a person, I ain't got a problem with it, but I don't really care, to be honest, one way or the other. But I've got a problem with personally, I've got a problem with the monarchy as a whole, and the whole concept of it. I think it's ridiculous. But all their subjects and all that, oh, crikey, come on, give me a break. Trump thinks that NATO members pay 2% of their GDP to the US, so owes their money. Oh, crikey. Trump thinks that NATO members pay 2% of their GDP to the US, so, oh, God's sake. I know, I've got some stuff up here, it's just... And if you don't pay up, Putin, I'm going to give Putin permission to invade those countries. No holes barred and all that. That's pretty much what you're saying. Flippin' hell, man. I don't care how much the royal family cost or bring in, the whole concept needs to go. It does, exactly. That's pretty much how, it's like literally how I feel about it. It makes no sense, not in a modern democracy, because at the moment we don't really have a democracy. It's just ridiculous. Oh, Dora, I know, there you go, look. Waiting patiently, won't you? And let's just have a little doggy cam. Is that doggy cam? There he is, that's Sebastian. Alright, Sebastian, if I throw you a treat, up in the air. Oh, up. No, down, that way. That way. It's confused. On head. It's on your back. Dora, you want another one? Where's my warning gone? Oh, he's over there. Well, he's in the basket on the floor, in the corner. Can you see him? No. Let's bring the camera down a bit. There you go. There he is. There's little Wally. And we'll get back to the old farmers. That was... All right, Wally, on your head. Oh, anyway, where are we? Oh, we're back. All right. Oh, I probably lost all track now, haven't I? So, okay, that one there. No, it's back on there. Where are we? I've got heard about quasi-corte. He says she's welcome. You get Boris Johnson in. He'll give us a hand, help old little old Richie Sunak in the short trains. That's what he's been saying. But you know how it is. I'll tell you what, I could share that with you in a second. I'm trying to find all my little windows. Where? Oh, there they are. I think that's the one. I'll tell you what, before we get into that, let's have a bit of Anne. But not literally, no, don't do it. Oh, here she is. Oh my God, she's ready for you. It's like a glory hole. It's like the opposite of a glory hole. What do you think, Sebastian? No? Okay. He's not. Yeah, okay.
Vote for reform
Not the door,
and for Ben Habib. And remember, by voting reform this time, it won't make any difference to who is governing the country. So don't be afraid because you want one party or the other. What we need to do is send a massive shockwave through Westminster, a shock that will make both parties wake up and realise that what reform is saying is what the country wants to hear. Vote Ben Habib.
This country is in a dire state, and for many people...
Oh, God, not him at all. Let's get rid of... I don't want him. No, he can go. I can't stand him. But, I can't stand him with him, to be honest, but she's hilarious. She's an absolute nutter. She's a crazy... the poor geezer had to lift her and do the lift, the little dance thing. Crikey. Like tippy toes. Without any toes. Well, they're more like stumps. They were, Crikey. Like cankles. When the ankle meets the calf, but there's nothing in between. You got like cankles. Ooh, she's just a horrible person. It's got to be said. She's just a horrible person. Well, the farmers we know have been protesting that they have. Oh, look at this. This Nigel Farage shared this. I went very kind of them. Look at that. Yeah. Oh, look at all those tractors. That yeah. Okay. All right, it's just one of our tractors. But they are driving really slowly. That's how you protest, You do it slowly. Because they last longer, you see. Otherwise, they'd already be there, wouldn't they? Huh? Well, crazy. Imports. We want to charge you more. You can't afford your rent. You can't afford your rent. And you still want to afford your food. I have to admit, the food in the UK is ridiculously cheap compared to what we pay here in France. It's just horrendously expensive. Food, it's gone up quite a lot, food prices. And especially if you want shredded wheat. Oh boy, Gideon. Me and the missus, we went to the supermarket. We did a super you. Yeah, it's a local supermarket here where we live, yeah. And a box of 24, it's not even the 48 box, of 24 shredded wheat, ordinary shredded wheat, was €7.50 or 48 or something stupid. Anyway, it was €7.50. That's ridiculous. What? The thing is, you see, if people didn't buy it, it wouldn't be on the shelf. Simple as that. So some crazy English person, I want British food, I moved to France, I don't want any French food, I come here for the culture, I'm gonna, but I still want my shredded wheat. It's just crazy. These people are loons, they are. Absolute flippin' loons. Surrounded by them, they are. Well, we got to remember these farmers that obviously suffer. They are suffering, to be honest. But some of it's self-inflicted because of Brexit. I just want the Brexit, they said, yeah. But remember the fishermen. Don't forget the fishermen. The fishermen, oh crikey, they really scuppered themselves. and the farming is now feeling the brunt of that because the fishing quotas and stuff like that got not sorted out, but were all come to the forefront because obviously agreements with Norway and what have you regarding the fishing those waters and that they were shared, you see, in the EU, but and then they kind of screwed themselves, and they were getting a lot more fish from actually less now actually from Russia and places like that. But that's sanctioned 40% tariff on Russian fish, 40%. It's like sanctions, you see. So the farmers aren't happy either.
There's no doubt that we're all systematically being stopped from producing food. They more or less finished the Welsh fishing industry. There's hardly any of us left. Brought in all sorts of rules, regulations, closed down fishing grounds, prevented us from fishing certain species. Some of our heritage fisheries, which have existed for hundreds and hundreds of years, some of the boys have been priced off the river. Some of our seasons have been shortened to some 60 days a year. And they're still not giving in, they're still at us. The final straw for us was some new regulations brought in.
Wait for this is just crazy. The bulk of the fishermen in the UK, well, fishing's not attracting young blood. So they all mature now, do you know what I mean? And that's pretty much what he's saying here.
Apparently for our well-being.
New rules for the well-being.
The UK fleet can't conform or meet the new regulations. And the final nail in the coffin for us is we all now need medicals. A medical to go to work.
At his age, he's never going to pass any kind of medical, is he? You know?
Own good, for our own well-being. The average age of fishermen in the UK is 60. Some boys are already failing these medicals. Some have been given 1 year's grace, 2 years grace. From the age of 65, we require a medical every year. How are all these boys going to pass these medicals? A medical to go to work. Surely, what's better? Allowing a man to go to work, feed his family, pay his bills, or make him sit at home in an armchair, which is for his own good. This same tactic could well be used against the farming industry.
Yeah, real good point.
It's made our boats worthless, it's made our licenses worthless. Everything that you think one day you can sell, that's your pension, it's gone. It's collapsing by the day. Just imagine if, for your own good, they decide that everybody in farming needs a medical. Can you imagine the outcome of that? Beware, boys. They've done it to us. It's on the way to you. Good luck with your fight. I can assure you, I will certainly be behind you.
Blimey. I think it's a little bit different to farming. You got big old tractors and stuff, and combines and stuff like that. You can't have someone killing over an heart attack on a combine, you know, and chewing everybody out, can you? You know. To be fair, the fishing industry is extremely dangerous, and I wonder if some of these rules have been imposed by the insurance companies. I'm guessing, obviously. Just a thought. Just a thought. So there's another farmer, but a farmer. I keep calling farmer. That's a fisherman, all right? That was a fisherman, okay? He's a fisherman, not a farmer. But he's referring to the farm, hence the relevance. Yeah. Oh, just nuts. Where does this end, though? Where does this end? You know? Now, in 2022, about 85,000, I was talking about earlier today, actually, my video, 85,000 farmers in England were eligible for the SFI. Oh God, it's called now. Oh, it's the environmental bit where you basically rewilding land and stuff like that. Yeah. So 85,000 farmers were eligible, but only 1,829 actually applied for this subsidy. The thing is, though, you see, they're basically citing the reason for not actually filling the forms in because they said there's just not enough money in it, even to fill the forms. There are other ways they can make money on that land. Now, when these farmers were in the EU, before they did that catastrophic error of judgment, or whether they were brainwashed, all right, lack of thinking and all that. I just can't understand. I've said this many times before. I just don't understand how a farmer does not understand their own business. where their food goes. It just goes to the abattoir, doesn't it? They don't understand what happens after that. Don't know. And obviously, then you've got vegetable crops and that as well. So, when we were in the EU, okay, farmers were getting around €260 for every hectare of land that they have. But since, well, it's been going down every year actually. But this was back in 2022. It went down to £22 per hectare from 260, or that was about £230, something like that. And then it went down to, so it's 22, from £230 to £22 per hectare. I think it's another intermediate level as well. They get up to £40 per hectare. They get more money for actually for regenerating the soil and all that sort of stuff, and larks or something like that. Something crazy. That bird, a lark. Yeah. God's sake. It's just the whole thing is just crazy. So they're the people they should be protesting. Why haven't the farmers, instead of going to Dover and worrying about imports of food stuff, which then cripples themselves as well because their own inputs that they require would get stopped at the border for longer. But instead of doing that, why aren't they going to the officers of DEFRA, for instance, and giving them hell? Absolute hell. Muck spread the officers of DEFRA or something. Or find that geezer, the one who got a thing about electronic checks on the lorries. What's his name? Oh, no, not that one. Oh, no, he's the one with the Farage garages and pee in wide-neck plastic bottles and poop in brown paper bags on the A20. Was it M20? Anyway, could be both, actually. No, Jacob Rees-Mogg. Muckspread the bucker. Blimey, he's still trying his hardest to justify his Brexit and saying things like, oh, it's the French. Blimey, can you remember that? And they all say, it's the French. It was the French's fault. They did it, They... It's just nuts. Was that, Liz Truss said that? Who else was it? Oh, crikey. Oh, Sunak, Jacob Rees-Mogg. They all had to. It's the French. They're off their flipping... Oh, they're the rockers, aren't they? They really are. So, but don't worry. This is really important, okay? No. Clams, razorfish and what have you have been found in the Thames. A whole new industry.
Very large shellfish beds have been discovered in the Thames estuary, including razor clams and manila clams, both highly prized around the world. So will my right honourable friend join me in congratulating local fisherman Mr. Paul Gilson on his proactive work, and will he come to Leigh-on-Sea, meet my local fishermen, so we can discuss how to maximise this brilliant Brexit bonus for Essex fishermen?
Well, can I join my honourable friend in welcoming this fantastic discovery? We have been capitalising on the benefits of Brexit since we left the EU, and we're making sure that we can transform opportunity in the UK, particularly in fishing communities. I know my honourable friend, the Minister for Farming and Fishing, will be happy to meet with her to discuss what more this could mean, and I hope I also have the opportunity to come and see her and see this incredible discovery for myself too.
Oh, for one thing, why would you want to eat any of that stuff? It's going to be for the shit. Literally. They were like bivalve mollusks filtering all that poop that has ended up in the flippin' estuary. It's a Brexit bonus. What have they done? They flee the EU, they have. Yeah. And now they're in the estuary. In the Thames they are. Have these people lost their... Oh, yeah, of course, that's a stupid question. Yes, they have lost their minds. Oh, it's got a seizure then. Anyway, back into the chat. Well, let's make it a little bit bigger so we can see it a bit better. Oh, hang on, not that one. Oh, the crazies are out, They really are. So, highly prized, full of nutritious poo. My favourite. Chewy and nutty all at the same time. Lovely. Oh, look up. Oh, that isn't a razor. No, that's it. Oh, it's Tampax. Jesus webs. Yes, Perry. This is... they lost their minds. They're just desperate. Oh, don't forget that. We may even have an election. We might be going to the polls in May. They're talking about it again, apparently. Maybe. We will see. The cheese sniffer was loving it. He was. Oh, God, he likes a good clam. He does. Yeah, more like clammy fanny or something. I don't know. Pootastic that it is, Alistair. Okay. There's been a bed of crabs found in Princess Andrew's bed. That has. Okay. Which bed? Both? All? Maybe? Who knows? Toys don't get tased evening, my friend. Toys don't get tased. Say hello there. Oh, vid, unhearable volume. Volume too low. Couldn't you hear that? Right, that's a bit awkward because I think the volume's right up on this end, and the only thing I do. Let's have a look at my audio mixer. Let's try it again.
Very large shellfish beds have been discovered in the Thames estuary, including razor clams and manila clams, both highly prized.
No, that's not
around
true
the
though.
world.
That's just bad audio.
So will my right honourable friend
I think what's happened is they're
local fisherman, Mr. Paul Gilson, on his work.
It's just been called off TV. Yeah, so just a mobile phone TV.
So we can discuss how to
So that wouldn't be very good audio.
this.
But it's just ridiculous. Basically, they've found clams and shellfish, basically, beds in the Thames. And it's a massive discovery. And it's all because of Brexit. It's like, oh, people buy this shit, you know, don't you? They just fall for it. Hook, line and sinker, they do. Oh, dear. Curry flavoured. Oh, lovely. My favourite. All they need is to pass a law declaring the Thames as a Class A water. That's what they need to do. Yeah. Just make it up. That's kind of what they do anyway, isn't it? You know. What is the class of the coastal waters of the UK? We only had one Class A water in the first place. We were Class B. God knows what we are now. Huh? Tell you what, I bet that water's really heavy now. I bet you float really easily. Come out brown. It's terrible, just not very loud. Okay, cheers, Johnny. I think a lot of it is because it's very distant. Someone's recorded it off their mobile phone. Made a very bad job of it. I couldn't find it anywhere else. I suppose I could have gone to the Parliament website, but I didn't have time, to be honest. I only just found it before I came live. Where are we? They do seem very keen on legislating new realities. They do, don't they? They make up as they go along. Yeah. Yeah, be a bit chewy. Just think of all the places that used to sell fresh oysters and serve them raw. Just think in these days, you'd have the trots for days afterwards. There's still places in the UK fishing that stuff and actually selling it raw. And I know one, I don't know if it's actually, is he still there? Of course, Harry Shellfish up on the north coast in Norfolk. Used to be fantastic. Well, I wouldn't want to eat it now. Basically, the local fishermen used to just bring it to him. I bet it still goes on. No corn! I ain't no corn! Said the fat bastard. Would you eat shellfish from the UK waterway? No chance. No. Toys don't get tased even, my friend. Okay. I don't know. There we come. A very large sea fish... a very large selfish bed found at number 10 Darren Street. Don't worry, Richie Sunak is absolutely fine. He's paying taxes, yeah. He's paying, was it 23%? Well, he should be paying 45. Just because he's offshored it all. And then some investment fund company that he started in the United States. It's crikey. Madbank33 says, good news, I am now on my mini PC, connected to the projector. Oh, shorts. How do I look? What's my best side? It's on the projector. Let's just get full view. Yeah. Does it do it for you? No? Okay. Oh, 120 inches, oh my God. Is it? And the chat no working without refreshing, so no naughty naughties, he says. Oh, crikey, he's doing a big screen. He's all doing a big screen, he is. Hope you well, my friend. I just sent something back. You might have to sort it out for me, mate. I just sent something back to Amazon. Yeah, my gimbal. I just sent my gimbal back. I did. Unfortunately, it was a good gimbal as well. Apart from one thing, it didn't work. Yeah, and it's a mobile phone gimbal. And the problem with it was it was it lock on lock. You probably seen the video actually. So anyway, I've sent it back. I said sod it, and I got contact with them, and they eventually I managed to get here's a bit of plastic. I found a bit of plastic. It's got a bit of plastic here, stuck in the switch to hold the switch down. It keeps locking up, and I thought, hang on, that was quite expensive. I can't do that. It's just stupid. So I sent it back. I'm on my best behaviour, says Sir Larry the cat. Oh, are you? Okay. Is the king still the only one that's allowed to eat the Princess of Wales' expended womb? That is just gross. Would you fry it up or something? You know, have its megs. Or do they come included? Maybe not. Oh dear. I don't know what you said is true or not. Top Smoke, because you do say a lot of stuff, and a lot of it I take with a pinch of salt, literally. Eat clams in the UK and bring some staphylococcus, whatever that is. Anyway, bring something. It won't be particularly nice, whatever it is, pretty unpleasant. Brown class. Marcus Brown class, okay. Oh god, it certainly will be on the coastline, won't it? Smell the shell first. Yeah. Oh. See, they're bivalve mollusks. They're filter feeders. So basically, everything that you eat is basically what they've been eating, and it's still in the stomach because you eat a whole lot. And it's just foul. I like oysters. I like mussels. I like all those sort of shellfish. But I want to make sure they depuriate first. And that's the biggest problem. Obviously, with the problem that the shellfish fishermen in the UK had was the fact that they couldn't export directly into the EU without actually. They couldn't land them in the UK and then export them. They had to land them directly into the EU. So all those companies, such as the the merchants, fish merchants and stuff, they lost out. So there's no taxation or any benefits there for the tax, for the UK. It's all going to probably the Netherlands or somewhere. They landed them directly where they can. Not, let's say, mussels and those sorts, I suppose they could do. Of course, they have to, wouldn't they? Because they can't export them because they've got to be depuriated. And the problem with as soon as you depuriate, say if you wish you depuriate, this is the thing. This is how stupid these Tories are with their Brexit. Oh yeah, we'll depuriate them in the UK. Well, the thing is, once you depuriate, they've already started dying because you're basically starving them to death. You've basically cleaned the gut out because they just filled all the rubbish out with themselves. So effectively, all they've got to do is starve to death. So they don't last. The shelf life's gone. So, any delays, all of a sudden, any delays, the shelf life, are not so fresh, are they? Simple as that, basically. I wonder how is the British Tourist Board going? Tell the tourists not to drink the water, not to swim in it, and not get wet by it or breathe it. No. Well, what about the Balearic Islands? You saw my video on the Balearic Islands. More fines. And some of them are horrendous. But unruly Brits. It's basically aimed at drunken Brits, these rules are. Because we don't have any say. Human rights and all that sort of stuff within the EU. Or human rights sort of stuff in it. Anyway, we're going to get fined if we're naughty. In the Balearic Islands. Learned the other day, says Vicky Clee, that white sand is some fish poo from eating and digesting coral. Really? I didn't know that. Yeah, because you think of some these filter feeders, they use grit and stuff like chickens do. They grind the food down, don't they? It's not just through acids and stuff like that. They grind it all down. They could land them. They just had to filter them in tanks for food days to clean them out before exporting. They can't export them, so they start dying. They've got If they export them, it's got to be quick. And what they're doing, a lot of them are doing, actually, they're depurating them, but then they're basically going into food processing, or into frozen. Some of them send them in Japan and places. Is it Japan? Where was it? Was it Japan? Was it China? Anyway, abroad, but frozen. Learned the other day. Also, that's interesting. They went. They were sent to Holland. To be cleaned. Yeah, I think what they did is they landed them in Holland. So they got the fish and then took them straight there, and they didn't go to after they got rid of their load, their catch. They then went home. Holland to be cleaned, but we can't send them there now without red tape. Yeah. Well, that's what's happening before, wasn't it? Before Brexit, that's we were using depuration. Obviously, it made sense to send to depuration plants in the EU, but we're not allowed to do that anymore, are we? For the fishermen. Okay. Where were we? Anyway, getting dry. 1 hour 21 minutes. We're done. 1 hour 21 minutes. So these Dover tractor protests. Oh dear. Poor old farmers. The problem is people need to be fed, and food prices are important for many people who are struggling. But I think we have to get realistic. The farmers do not get paid enough. And unfortunately, these supermarkets their profit margins are so blooming high. They need to share that profit with those who actually grow the food. So the Dover tractor protester says farmers could launch more demonstrations, and organisers of the Go Slow protest says farmers in Europe have shown us of what could be accomplished. Yeah, because there's a little bit of not backing down. They've been backing down a little bit in the EU regarding pesticides, but some of the legislation softened some of the legislation, or talk of. The farmers will be protesting again. There's no doubt they're always flipping protesting. I can remember when that long ago they put a load of cow shit in their little car park. The organiser of a protest in which tractor driver farmers caused traffic jams. They did. God, can you imagine it if it was during the holiday season? The start of the summer holidays, maybe. Road traffic in and out of the Kent town was disrupted by the Go Slow demonstration on Friday night. Farmers' protesters have been sweeping Europe for months in countries such as Greece, Germany, Portugal, Poland, and France. Poland's been protesting a lot because of imports from Ukraine undermining the Polish farmers and what have you. So, where the government was taken by surprise by the motorway blockade of Paris. Jeff Gibson, a farmer from Wingham in Kent, told the BBC Radio 4's Today programme that farmers in Europe had shown us what can be accomplished, and hopefully the government start taking notice. Actually, I'm using the same camera as I was using before when my audio was going out of sync. So far, it's looking okay. I hope it is. Well, he said Brexit had made things more difficult. So Brexit has been mentioned at long last by farmers. Yes, he said Brexit has made things more difficult for farmers, and this was a protest that was planned at lunchtime yesterday with 30 tractors. There's tens and thousands of UK farmers that are angry and disgruntled at the moment, so it could easily escalate a lot further. I suggest it should. We need more protests. The only thing is, though, if they wear an orange jacket, oh my giddy aunt, they're going to find themselves arrested. Well, yeah, they get 3 years or something. 6 months for that priest geezer. There's tens and thousands of UK farmers, yes. So, as UK farmers, we are very good at talking in the pub and keeping quiet. Yes, it's pretty much. And complaining about how bad things are. And we don't take action like the European farmers do. It has got to the point where voices need to be heard. So we'll drive really slowly and be really annoying to ordinary people. Now, Gibson posted on Facebook before the protest that it was against cheap imports and government sustainable farming incentive, which is the SFI. See, this is Now, I'm all for rewilding and that. I get that. I understand that. But that thing is stupid. Because all it means is that if you need food anyway, is it better to grow the food locally and have some food security that we haven't had for about 200 odd years? Or import it? Because that's kind of what we're doing. Instead of growing it ourselves, we're having to import it. That makes no logical sense regarding the environment. All we're doing is offshoring our carbon. It's just madness. It doesn't make any sense. He wrote, time has come as, ooh, crikey, fighting talk it is, yeah. Enough is enough, he says. Oh, yeah, fine, definitely. Why are we, as British farmers, producing food to... Oh, let's move that on a bit, yeah. Producing food to the highest standards in the world, that's not 100% true, only for the government to do trade deals with countries producing far cheaper food, with little or no standards. Well, the food stuff are coming via the EU. Some of it has been imported from New Zealand and places like that. I don't know if actually New Zealand's meat imports are coming directly to the UK or not. I don't know. As for supermarkets saying British produce cheaper than cost of production. Shame on you, they say. But in the you can get like a leg of lamb for like 15, 20 quid in the UK, and you're not gonna get a leg of lamb for that price here in France. You just aren't. Now, pork, for instance, the price per kilo just for pork leg or something, like just sliced through the bone. Standard price is around €7 to €8 a kilo. But there are times when it's on sale and it can be as low as €2.70 a kilo, which is, you buy it then, stick it in the freezer if that's what you're gonna if that's what you eat. But when you get into beef and lamb, it is really expensive. Now, salmon, for instance, is €24 a kilo at the moment. Cut as pads, as in like the little steaks, salmon steaks. But if you are buying the a salmon fillet, which you're buying the whole thing, you can get around €18 a kilo, unless it's on sale. Sometimes it's down to 14, 15 in sales. But still, it's a darn sight more than what you're paying in the UK, as far as from what I can remember anyway. It might have changed. Now, the time has come to take a stance, apparently. If farming continues in this country, it is with the SFI scheme actively encouraging us not to grow food, which means we import it, which environmentally makes no sense whatsoever. If you want sustainable farming, you need to be producing your own fertilizers. You need to be producing your own seed crops. You need to be producing, obviously, looking after your soil for a start, and also collecting your seed and what have you. Not that seed. No, that was Charlie Epstein. That was, well, yeah, Prince Andrew even maybe. Yeah, he collects that. But anyway, it doesn't make any sense to import everything. Now, if you think what happened during the war, we starved, was it 15 million Indians? Because Winston Churchill thought it was a good idea, because he wanted the rice for British troops or whatever, or British people, whatever. Probably the troops, probably, but as such, these are long-lasting memories for people, it gets down into generations, what have you, and they have animosity against us. Look at Modi, he don't like us, no. I don't even like Sunak. Kent police spokesperson said that they were called just after 5 p.m. on Friday, 9th of February, to report a slow-moving vehicle. To report for a slow-moving vehicle. Oh, look, it's a tractor. They're slow anyway, aren't they? A slow-moving vehicle in the Jubilee Way in Dover. And officers are in attendance and working with the Port of Dover police on this matter. Oh, excuse-moi. Oh, let's double check the chat. Back in the chat again. Oh, crikey. Salmon is definitely full of worms. Oh, I like a good bit of worm, I do, yeah. What's wrong with worms? You got a problem with worms? You vegan, you. Whoever wants meat, it's disgusting. It's full of worms. Well, you cook the worms and add the protein. It's not a problem. It's good. Let's have some sushi. Hello, Grant Sloan. I hope you're well, my friend. People get why me and my neighbour have an allotment now. Good man. That's what I say. Especially with the shelf life off veg. I know. My daughter, I can't believe it. She buys that one day, and it's gone all mouldy the next. It just takes too long to come over now. Fruit in the supermarkets. Well, don't forget also, much of the producers in the UK have shut up shop. They decide enough is enough. You know, they can't make ends meet. They can't pay the bills. So, you got Barnes. It was part of a big group, to be fair. But Barnsley in Kent, they're shutting up shop this second quarter of this year. So, be another one gone. They're the second largest fruit producer in the UK. Benny Kershaw, hello there. 3 meals from Revolution. Who said that? Some French bloke. Who even wants me? Ooh, well said, Billy. The only farmer who done well out of Brexit is the concrete farmer. In Grow Concrete, apparently. Ask Mike Graham, he knows. The Black Fingernail. Hello, Mark Bean. I hope you're well. Did you see in North Korea all their human waste is collected for fertiliser? That's true sovereignty. Sovereign poo. Yeah, stiff up a lip and all that. And a bit of corn stuck in the teeth. Recycled corn, that is. Lovely. Well, now, while we were in the EU, all the scrapings out of the old animal sheds, such as cow poo, pig poo, animal poo, from that year would be put on the fields. But while we're in the EU, we were only allowed to do a certain amount. You know, there was basically you end up polluting the water course if you're not careful. So they chuck a bit on the fields, what have you, but they can't unless you do all of it. The thing is, it needs to be rotted down. It's full of all sorts of things, pathogens and that. So it needs to be rotted down so it gets a high enough temperature to get rid of all the pathogens. And it's a bit like we do composting, you see. People who have composting toilets and that, it's the same difference for them. I know they need to be able to get to high enough temperature to kill the pathogens. Otherwise, you know, we can spread diseases and stuff. Yeah, lovely. Who's Ebediah Thomas? Remember, apples were sold from boxes, packed, not touching each other. Boxes of apples used to keep up to a year. Well, we collect our apples and we wrap them in the newspaper and put them in into fruit boxes, and then we have apples right until, well, we start getting apples again, pretty much. And then also we do compots and stuff like that, you know. We process them into jars, ready for pie fillings, that, you know, have an apple pie. Got to have your apple pie, yeah, not American pie, but an apple pie. Well, hello, Josh, I know it well. By the way, making some guacamole for the big game today. Oh, how I love avocados. Healthy fats, too, that they are. Oh, I'm losing people. What have I done wrong? Got 46 people now. I had 60 a minute ago, and it's changed. Did something wrong? Benny Kershaw, I'm off for a smoke. Back soon. Have a nice smoke. Corn on the cob on Mondays, popcorn on Tuesdays. Oh, lovely. I like oh god, I do as well. Stewed plums. Oh, like irregular apparently. I don't really know. It's good fibre though. I think that's what they mean. And it's high in fibre. Apple crumber beats apple pie all day long. What about rhubarb and custard? Crikey. Apple and rhubarb. Not apple. Orange and rhubarb. Sorry, that's really nice. Make me hungry now. Blimey, how dare you? Crikey. Oh, off with you. So the farmers aren't happy. They're all blockaded. They're not happy with cheap post-Brexit imports. Yeah. Inspired by French action. Because the French way. I blame the French. Farmers say there will be further French-style blockades, they said, following a slow track to protest on Friday against low supermarket prices and cheap food. Now, farmers, though, received less than I'll show you. Here we go. Oh, there we go. Yeah, there you go. Oh, there we are. So the farmers received less than 0.5% of post-Brexit money last year, of the overall 2.4 billion agricultural support budget, of which the SFI forms a part of it. You know, they've been screwed all around, haven't they? You know, I kind of feel sorry for them, but I don't, if you know what I mean, because they kind of scuppered themselves, didn't they? Now, I mentioned this earlier, a loaf of bread was worth, not 9 pence profit for each cereal farmer. Hang on, is that, no, that's not even a pence, is it? Profit for each cereal farmer, while a £2.50 block of cheddar was worth less than a penny for dairy farmers. It's nuts. When Britain was in, I've said this already, didn't I? Received on average £230, and now they're only getting 22. Lovely, isn't it? You know. So this is what I did earlier in my video regarding this topic. I don't think we're getting into London because we'd get shooed out pretty quickly, but I think we'd like to do that. This geezer Gibson said who'd start the protest. But in France, they said, Parisians are going to be hungry. The goal is to starve the Parisians, they said. Yeah, lovely, isn't it? Lovely people. Crikey. And when they're not starving the people, they're shooting deer. That's what they're doing. A shafts were out today, you see, shooting deer. Don't like it, no. So that one there, done that. Okay. I have to admit, I do every article I do a Control F to see whether or not Brexit is mentioned, and this is the BBC, and they actually mentioned Brexit. They have once. All the other articles about what was that one? If I do not that one, yeah, old that one. Is that the new one? Yeah, that one. Let's do Control F. Brexit 6 times. But you can't see it. 6 times. Yeah. But in the BBC once. There. So like these checks though. These border checks. Oh my god. And rather badly planned farmer subsidies. I think there's a strong possibility that the UK is going to be seeing more empty supermarket shelves. You know, we have a food crisis. Whether it be the price of food escalating or whether it be that no food at all. I just say it. It doesn't take much, does it? You see, when you're that reliant on imports, the supply chain just needs to be disrupted. So it's not looking good. Anyway, what else we got here? That one done. That one already. Okay, got that. Alright, that one there. Alright, now some farmers are doing okay because they've got a lot of land, so they can still balance the books. But when you talk to the smaller farmers, the thing is, you see, I can't remember what the figure was, but they've actually increased the minimum hectarage or acreage that you're allowed to have before you can apply for subsidy as well, wiping off a lot of the menageries. Small farmers, they get nothing now, nothing at all, because they don't meet the criteria. It was much lower before. Also, with the farmers, they get their taxation rate here in France is on a lower scale, and if you've got menagerie, like a little organic menagerie, you pretty much pay still at 6%. That's quite really low taxation, and then you obviously get all your healthcare and all that sort of stuff. That if you're in, if I did it, for instance, as an immigrant here in France. So it's quite nice to think that we have a bed of poo-filled shellfish. So that was quite nice to do. It's a surprising bonus, Brexit bonus apparently. So that's good. So that one there, done that one there, that one there. Come back onto the fishing topic. I think it's worth having a look at that. There you go. There he is. All right, this was back in October last year. So, stumbling through this interview, Tory Luke Graham flatly contradicts the Tory opinion that Brexit is good for the Scottish fishing industry. Fishing quotas still need an agreement. Need to have agreement of the EU. So the fishermen aren't free. No, they haven't got their sovereignty. No.
fisheries policy. In paragraph 73 of the revised political declaration, can I just read you a sentence? It says, within the context of the overall economic partnership, the parties should establish a new fisheries agreement on inter alia access to waters and quota shares. So in fact, the amount of fish that Scottish fishermen will be able to catch will still be subject to agreement with the European Union, correct?
It will still be subject to a negotiation, of course, and that was the language similar in the previous agreement that was put forward before Parliament as well. But we will be having those negotiations
that was a very
as an independent.
It's a very interesting use of the word "of course."
We'll be having this discussion as an independent coastal state. So of course there's going to be a discussion, there's going to be an agreement about access to waters, because we will still want to fish some of their waters, they will want to fish in ours.
And
it'll be on our terms, and it'll be for us to negotiate
how many years
as an independent coastal
and
state.
Quotas.
Yes.
Right, because it was a very interesting use of the word of the phrase "of course" there, when you said, of course it will still be subject to this, because this seems to flatly contradict everything you've been going around saying is brewing about both Brexit in general and Boris Johnson's deal in particular. It looks like actually, and you can argue about whether they're in a weaker or a more powerful position having these negotiations inside or outside the European Union, but the Scottish fishing industry will still need to make concessions in order to be able to do what it wants to do.
We got to this point now where you just can't deny facts, can you? You know, it's just the truth of the matter. Now, this is gold. This is absolute gold. Now, Richard Tice felt that he had to call in to Talk TV because he weren't very happy. Because Rob Colden, who's a young journalist, he's been doing work for Byline Times and what have you. Well, he did a interview a while back with the First Minister of Wales. And basically, the First Minister of Wales said it's all because of Brexit, you see. Obviously, you know. Anyway, he's been interviewed on Talk TV. I've got to give this lad his dues. He can hold it own, he really can. It's definitely worth it. It's 4 minutes long. I will have to talk through as well at times because otherwise I'll just get... I'll get a copyright strike. So I've got to be careful of that. So, not to see strike, I mean I could get demonetised, that's it. Could be a strike. No, I hope not. There you go. This is on Talk TV, which is obviously a Murdoch.
Infuriated, he phoned the programme this morning. Thank you, Richard. Nice to talk to you. That's Richard Tice, leader of Reform, whom you've annoyed immensely this morning.
Good.
Kramer.
It's got nothing to do with Brexit whatsoever. I've been down there. I've spoken to union leaders. I've said that I should present 2,000 workers down there, our most important...
Well, Richard, you said you spent all this time down there. Where's the reporting about it? Where's your video about it? I mean, it's not me saying it's Brexit, by the way, Richard. This is the steelworkers. This is the ex-Minister of Wales. This is literally everyone in the town. Where is it?
Caelan, I was down there last Sunday evening talking to a load of voters, including steelworkers, in Port Talbot. I was speaking last Sunday evening.
Richard, the only reason that people think it's net zero is because the garbage that was being put out on GB News saying that it was all because of net zero every single minute since that plant closed, and there was nothing to really back that up. Just because we have new targets about green energy doesn't mean that that's the reason that most of our industries are failing in this country, that we're not basically serious on the world stage anymore. We can't export things like steel at the same rate we used to be able to do because of export and import taxes of the type of materials we need to get into this country. This is the steelworks themselves who voted Brexit, your Brexit, who told me on camera, if you watch the report, that they regret that vote because it's made their jobs more unstable.
Right. What do you say to all of that, Richard?
Caelan also mentioned about offshore wind, the renewable industry.
No, but answer that bit, Richard.
The reason that Caelan said that it's not competitive is because of the very high electricity costs. Because Caelan was making a deliberately anti-Brexit, misleading documentary.
Sorry, do you think I paid these people to say this, Richard? If you watch the video, these are steelworkers in their uniform from the steelworks in Port Talbot saying, I voted leave, I regret it, it's made my job less stable. Do you think I kind of paid them money to say that? Do you think they're actors? Who are these people then, Richard?
Kaelin, you are obsessed with Brexit.
You say that I'm obsessed
He's
with this,
obsessed.
Richard. I'm obsessed with Brexit. I'm actually obsessed with the truth. You're obsessed with hiding Brexit and lying about it. This is what GB News put out, constantly saying nothing has anything to do with Brexit. It's anything other than Brexit. When Steelworks closed down and everyone who works there that I spoke to on camera, which you can watch on Byline TV, say that it's because of Brexit, you don't put any... Where's your report about it? Where are your videos?
Richard, what do you say to that?
Kaelin doesn't seem to understand. The steelworks is not closing down. It is demolishing the blast furnaces and replacing them with electric arc furnaces. It's extraordinary that a man who claims to have been down there and spoken to people doesn't understand that simple, basic fact. No one else around the world is building electric arc furnaces. They're not doing that in Asia because blast furnaces make stronger steel. So, Kaelin, what we're now having to do is we're now going to have to import the stronger steel from blast furnaces from overseas, which is going to add even more CO2. It's the absolute definition of madness. Look, I think that Brexit is a great opportunity that they haven't yet properly taken advantage of because they haven't deregulated. They haven't got...
How long have we got to wait for this great opportunity of Brexit? Oh, I just want a Brexit. It's a great opportunity. Oh, for God's sake, what was the vote again? Remind me.
Got rid of unnecessary rules and regulations, and they haven't lowered.
So the kind of how long do you need, Richard, for it to be a great opportunity? Because that's all you ever say.
No, but is his point not that the kind of Brexit we've ended up with has resulted in this situation?
But there is no kind of Brexit that would work. There is no type of Brexit that would work. It was fundamentally a failure.
Now, this lad here, he actually voted for Brexit, and he realised, oh dear, he's a bit on the fence about it. Then he voted for it, and now he's gone like full circle. He's more of a It's a very rabid rejoiner, rabid rejoiner.
Failed idea.
All right, Richard, I'll give you the final word to Kaelin.
Kaelin, why is Germany in recession? We might be flatlining. They're doing even worse. And yet people like you want to rejoin the failing...
The UK's now in recession, by the way.
Sclerotic European Union. Why do you want to rejoin a failing model, Kaelin?
Why is it that Britain had the slowest GDP of any country, literally in the developed nations of the last couple of years? Why is our economic growth slower than any other developed nation in the West, Richard?
Germany is in recession, Kaelin.
Okay, you found one other country that's not doing very well. Okay, well then Brexit's great, fantastic, great.
Germany is the biggest, it's the industrial powerhouse of the European Union. It holds up the whole EU economy. It is struggling because
why Britain specifically? Why Britain specifically? Why did we specifically have the slowest economic growth?
Okay, listen.
Why is that?
I'm calling it. That's Richard Tice, who's so.
I've got to give him this too. He can hold his own. But he did actually vote for Brexit, which is crazy. You know? Cheers, Grant. Yeah, it is a good clip, isn't it? He's a good lad. I'm going to follow him now. He's really articulate as well. So he didn't allow Richard Tice to talk him down. Because that's what basically Richard Tice said. Oh, you can't answer that then. He's trying to shut him down. But it didn't work. He's obviously a good breeding, apart from the fact that he voted for Brexit, which is a bit stupid. But, fair dues to him, he come around. A bit like that Ian Perks geezer from the Fish Merchant. The guy who was paraded around by Nigel Farage. I've got to vote for Brexit. Oh, crikey. We better sell more fish. We better fish our own waters, you say. That sort of luck, And when it come down to it, it wasn't the case. And Ian Perks has admitted, well, that's a pretty stupid thing to do. So I do respect that. But he still did it. And he promoted it with Nigel Farage. So it's pretty stupid. To replace them arc furnaces in another country. Exactly. Because what is India doing? India is building a massive blast furnace in India. That's why. So it's just not cost effective in the UK. It's not. And Scotland's having trouble getting decent steel for the British shipbuilding industry. They're rusting. They're rusty ships. For your Chinese steel, probably. Peter Rook, hello then. Interesting. Currently working on a new common user charge for the deferred import system. Oh my God. That sounds like... on the software. Working on a common user charge for the deferred import system. Blimey, that sounds complicated. Yeah. Because they had a chief system and the two... Well, the chief system is the old system, isn't it? It's got this patch to hell it is. It's about 30 years old. Or started about, originally about 30 years ago. But that was okay because it didn't have that many imports coming compared to what they've got now since obviously leaving the European Union. And they're backed up with another system. So there's two systems working side by side. I don't know if they've done anything since then. I need to look into that actually. But you got the authority numbers and stuff like that. And if you talk to crikey, Daniel Lambert Wines, what he's done, he's set himself up in France as well as yes, he moved to France actually. To, Montpellier or something like that. Anyway, south France, near the Med. And he's got a place in Wales as well. So he basically talks to himself to set up his Aurori number to do his import-exports, which made sense for him, you see. It's just cost him a fortune, though. Like many companies, not all companies can support that additional cost, such as Cheshire Cheese Company, for instance, ended up selling up in the end, their export division. So, Chess Grant. Excellent clip. Caelan was in the Brexit campaign, I think. Oh, crikey. At least he's come to his senses, and he's actually... I think he must have some Brexit regret or something, because he's travelling all over the place at the moment. He's even been to France and all sorts of places just interviewing people. In fact, yeah. Caelan was a Brexit campaign, I think, yeah. Was in hard right circles for a while. Then he come to his senses and hang on, this is a load of shit. Here, the Ostrava Liberty Steelworks is installing hybrid electric arc furnaces in conjunction with the blast furnaces, and they meet CN 330 standards. How is it not possible in the UK? I don't know, because I'm led to believe that virgin steel is stronger than recycled steel. I don't know if it's true or not. It's just what I've heard, but just saying. I got to let the dogs out. Who let the dogs out? Ooh, ooh. Oh, that's right. No, he's just a bit of pain. He probably wants food or something. Yeah. You've been a nuisance. You've been a nuisance, Wally. Got a treat? Yeah. Who else we got over there? Got Dora vegging out. Dora on the head. Literally on the head. Oh, she's in that one. That she is. Okay, back into hell. Oh, one carrot. There you go. So when will these idiots stop? Oh, hang on. There we go. Jumped up. It did. Sorry about that. There we go. When will these idiots stop comparing the UK to France and Germany? Our economy's different for a start. And compare yourselves to third countries like I don't know, Cambodia or somewhere. Third countries, not EU countries. Different worlds. Yeah, a bunch of economy illiterates. Yeah. The UK's been in a flipping recession for over a year now. But obviously, officially, Jeremy Hunting will be particularly happy, but officially we are pretty much going into recession. And the last quarter shows that with negative growth, which puts it at the two quarters of negative growth. So even under Tory standards, that we are basically in recession. Oh, just it's a mild recession as far as they're concerned. But who's got any money to spend? Everyone's struggling. Everyone is. No, I know. So on this channel, that for instance, so in the videos and stuff, I don't regarding like the coffees and stuff like that. I think last time I had a coffee was about it's like £5 or whatever it was about a month ago. Whereas before I was getting them sort of relatively regularly. That kind of boost you, might have to make you want to do a bit more. But now it's just like I'm sort of like treading water with it. So it's just how it is, I suppose. There's a Montpellier in Bristol too. Oh. Didn't know that. Thanks, Vicky. Well, again, Germany is transitioning, is it? Oh, crikey. From Russian gas. Yeah, that's obviously cost an absolute fortune. But don't forget, the EU is also, as a whole, it's got they've got storage for gas for about a year. The UK's 2 weeks. I know we've got North Stream, but we don't have the means to refine it. That's go through a process, Maybe they filter it through coffee filters or something, I don't know. It's like crude oil and what have you. We definitely have not got the facilities to do anything about that. Czech Republic has steel on the list of vital industries for security of the nation. That just makes sense. That just makes perfect sense. But then what's the UK do? It just sells them all off. You know? Everything that considers as part of our infrastructure is sold off. Let's say, you say about steel and what have you, as the Czech Republic, regarding being part of the critical infrastructure. How are you going to build your ships if you're in war? If you can't get the steel? You're not going to get it from China and India, are you? They'll be building their own ships. It's just stupid. I fancy some clams. Oh, says Doc Davies. That was random. I was talking about that about 30 minutes ago. Germany energy infrastructure was dependent on Russian hydrocarbons, and that is why they are in recession. That dog won't hunt. Well, what can they do, really? They've done very well. You know, I don't know what they're going to do with the Nord Stream 2, but... did you see the clip from a Brexiter that said he wants people that keeps talking about Brexit should go to prison? I haven't seen that one. Maybe I should. Oh, crikey. So the clip that he was talking about, I showed you actually last week. I'm not going to show because but it was this one where he went and basically interviewed a load of people regarding Brexit in Port Talbot, and it was a bit of an eye-opener. I'll leave a link in the description for it when I get to that stage. Oh, what's that to do? But the thing is, you see, I think we need to be honest about this because...
Well, the fact is that the French authorities have not put enough people on the border.
The French.
And I'm in touch with the French authorities. I'm very clear that we need to see action from them to resolve the terrible situation that people are facing.
Yep, that's obviously why the farmers are protesting. But at least we have an honest Prime
Just look at this
Minister
photograph, if you would. Let's take a look at the photograph. That was the queue at Dover. At the beginning of the school holidays, people waiting sometimes 7 hours.
Year?
Is that what you meant by taking back control?
We need to make sure that on the French side that their appropriate staffing is in place so that these delays don't happen.
Hang on. In 2018, the now Brexit Opportunities Minister made this promise.
There'll be no need for checks at Dover.
But this is what the government actually delivered.
It seems to many people that it's very easy to get into the country as a migrant. It's almost impossible to leave it.
Some people spent 12 hours in their cars, lorry drivers passed out, and children defecated in the lay-by.
Oh, lovely.
According to Sunak, taking back control of our borders means the French can create chaos at our border.
We need to make sure that on the French side that their appropriate staffing is in place so that these delays don't happen.
But even Larry the Cat knows the chaos in Dover was caused by additional checks needed because of the hard Brexit Sunak championed. Don't just take my word for it.
The big issue is this, Charlotte. Since Brexit, it's been necessary to have every single passport stamped at Dover. You might recall in the olden days, you just sort of waved your passports at the French border police. They didn't show much interest. Now they are obliged to stamp your passport. As a result of that, everything takes much longer.
And the reason for all this?
I have a particular responsibility when it comes to taking back control. It is to end the free movement of people once and for all.
It worked.
That's right, the government has ended the free movement of UK citizens between and within member countries of the EU. And after promising this in the leadership contest...
So one of my first jobs is to try and restore trust in government.
What we got was this.
Is Brexit to blame for those queues? Yes or
no?
No. Categorical.
Take back.
Oh, it's the French, apparently. It's all their fault. They did it. Well, no. Brexit voting fishermen like Grimsby's Darren Kenyon feel deeply betrayed by his Brexit. Yeah, by politicians like Nigel Farage and Boris Johnson, claiming they simply won't vote again. I don't understand why they expected it to be any different than what they got. There ain't any other kind of Brexit, apart from the shit Brexit, and that's what they got. They got shitty fish, that they did. Shitty clams,
and then you haven't seen them since.
No, they
in the Thames.
do exactly the opposite of what they said they're going to do.
Yeah.
They've said they'll do this, do that, do this, then they've just basically just took some more money out of the industry, took what they can out of it, like. Yeah, it doesn't really make no difference which way you vote, does it? Really?
Yeah.
That's what I think people are starting to realise now. That no matter which way you vote, you're not going to get what they say you're going to get. And
Yeah.
So it doesn't matter.
So the trust is gone.
Yeah.
Well, I don't think anyone will vote again because, you know, we got lied to again. They was going to do this, going to do that. We know it wasn't going to happen, you know, overnight. But, you know, in a 10-year period, it could, you know, we could change the job. I think they just made the promises to get everybody to vote for them, didn't they? Just to get in. And then once they've got in,
you get your physical.
They've just forgotten about you.
So they ain't happy. The fishermen aren't happy. No one's happy, you see. What's Brexit giving us? I don't know. I can't think what Brexit's giving us a flipping headache. Yeah. Well. That one there. What's that one?
We were all on.
Oh, this is the one. I think that's one.
If I could turn the clock back,
That's imperks.
would I have voted leave? Of course not. I think I was sort of taken along on the ride that we were all on.
At least he was on
with the bus going around. You know, we were going to save £350 million per week that we're throwing into Brussels. That we're going to have this free trade, and Europe, we're going to be desperate for our fish. 44 years I've been selling fish. And overnight, it's pretty much been destroyed.
Brexiteers said this would be a great new world and we'd be able to export all over the world. We just feel lied to, basically. And I don't understand why
can't they think for
they are
themselves?
so keen to throw all sorts of industries under the bus.
I was one who voted for Brexit. A lot of farms will go under. Simple as that. It's just inevitable.
I don't want to stay in. I think me and many others have perhaps made a mistake.
Our costs are an extra £2,000 per week, purely through the customs costs, the paperwork, etc., etc. I think me and many others many other thousands, if not millions, were brainwashed into believing we were going into a better world.
I think many of my fellow fishermen friends have voted to leave. There wasn't many that voted to stay that I know of, and they'll feel the same. You know, it's a bit of a shambles, but you just got to keep going.
How did you vote in the 2016 election?
Brexit. You know, if I go back again now and it was me as a person, I would say no. There is no enough staff to run.
I don't think anyone will vote again because, you know, we got lied to again. They was going to do this, going to do that. We know it wasn't going to happen, you know, overnight. But, you know, in a 10-year period, it could, you know, we could change the job. I think they just made the promises to get everybody to vote for them, didn't they? Just to get in.
The customs costs, the paperwork, etc., etc.
I want to feel sorry for them.
On a relatively small business, we only employ 10 people. They will destroy us eventually. It's another £250,000 per annum in costs, purely since Brexit, purely for the customs.
Just for his one business.
£5,000 a week. When Boris had told us that you'll be needing more staff because you're going to be so busy. You're going to have more fish.
Lame game.
We've got the
You have to take responsibility for your own decisions.
aggravation with the paperwork and the extra paperwork. So he was right. We have had to take on extra staff, but not to pack the fish, to do the admin. So that's the massive issue we've got here. That we were lied to. Well, it's sad, but I made a mistake, and now I'm paying the price. I think me and many others many other thousands, if not millions, were brainwashed into believing we were going into a better world. If we were given the opportunity to rejoin, then I'd be the first to put my hand up to rejoin and get back in the EU. Even if it involved being more of a part of Europe.
Loss of the pound. Accepting the euro. So, I think that was probably by donkeys. It was Brexit. Oh no, Brexit is on bygone time. Sorry. So, don't forget to boot the old like button if you haven't done so already, please. Pretty please. Need all the help I can get. That I do. I tell you, blimey. Try and keep the channel alive as long as I can. One day it might not be there. You know it is. You know. German energy become. Where are we? Back into the chat. Thickly, no idea why they're playing that around London, as London voted to remain. Should be doing that in the outer edges of England. The only thing is, there's a lot of people saying it, don't they? That's the thing. There again, I suppose you're preaching to the converted, aren't you? Another bloke that doesn't know how his own bloody business works. Yeah, exactly. I keep saying it in my videos and that. I don't get it. I really don't get it, you know. It's like, you caught the fish. You must know what happens to the fish. You know, you must talk to each other. You must talk to your merchants and stuff, you know. You've got to understand the industry. And the fact of the matter is, you must understand also why rules and regulations are brought in. They're not just brought in for any old willy-nilly reason. Like, there's method behind them. You know, some of it might be a little bit madness as well, but... You know, it's almost like an insurance policy. You know, you bring rules in, as a whole, they kind of work. But for some people, on an individual basis, they don't. You know, it's just something you've got to suck it up. You know, we're all in the same boat, fishing boat. Another bloke that doesn't know his own business. Nope. The boat's been booped. You got to boot the old like button, you know. 84 likes. Hey, cool. Betty Kershaw says you want to pass a Geiger counter over some of this imported steel. Ooh, that's an interesting idea. Oh, crikey, does it come from Russia? Hey, Madman. Oh, cheers, buddy. Hope this helps keep you going. Oh, cheers, my friend. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, everything helps. It really does. I'm getting to that point now because obviously people, 6 months leading up to Christmas, especially. Yeah, the last 6 months of last year, I was getting to the point I was just going to give up. It was difficult to get members and that as well. You see, you think you know, and then I get some comments I get are so lovely, you know, and you think it's like, ooh, you feel letting people down. Do you know what I mean? And but you have to kind of do what's right for you. And I do get down. I suffer a little bit of depression at times. And I think some of it's...
Smaller in number, are we? You know, but larger in mind.
Negative news all the while. It doesn't help. Need some positivities. Need some fluffy bunnies and stuff. And that's kind of why I try to do it in my take, in the sense that I try to keep things a bit more fun. Because I'd go mad. I'd go absolutely bonkers. And I'm quite thankful now that I've been doing my woodworking channel as well now, because it's kind of a bit of respite. Because this crazy that's going on at the moment, that ain't good for the head. Oh yeah, it really ain't. When you end up reading a lot of stuff, and following a lot of stuff that isn't healthy. It really isn't. It's not good. My blood pressure's through the roof at the moment. I'm having next week I'm having a thing put on. Blood pressure and heart rate and stuff like that. I'm gonna be plugged in basically because my blood pressure. I'm sort of hypertension stage 2 at the moment, which is not good. And I used to have really low blood pressure, so I have put on a lot of weight as well since doing this, because just sitting in front of the computer a lot of time doesn't help, does it? So no, it's not good. So I'm not very fit either at the moment either, in the sense of I'm falling to pieces, literally falling to pieces. I was in the hospital Thursday to see a specialist, rheumatoid, a rheumatologist. Rheumatologists. Anyway, specialists regarding your joints and your muscles and stuff like that. And the X-rays show a little bit of arthritis in the shoulders, but nothing in the elbows. But when she squeezed me across here, she was flipping hell. I can't get in through the roof. So that's sort of like, that sounds a bit like rheumatoid to me, or some sort of swelling in the joints. And I do take a tablet called Antilox or something. Anyway, it's an anti-inflammatory, and that does help. But it's just, I'll tell you something, I don't recommend anyone getting into the building game. I really don't. I've done it all my life, and it's buggered me up. Lee Corn, hello there. Hope you're well. I'm missing your show. Oh, do. They didn't. Hello, Ooze 2400. They didn't know their own business, but happily dismissed those others that told them. Yes. Yeah. Told them that it hurt their business. Or it'll hurt. Told them it'll hurt my business. Yeah. It destroyed my business in France, even. You know, indirectly, because I no longer had the influx of customers, British customers who do. Generally, the Brits you see here in France, the French don't do renovations to that degree. Whereas the Brits come over, oh, barn conversion, they think it's a great idea. And then they want windows and doors and stuff like that. And that's what I used to make, you see. Literally do nothing at all, hardly now. Hardly at all. In some ways, it's a good thing, because I think I'd struggle to do it, to be honest. Lifting, constantly lifting big old hunks, 4-metre long boards of oak, about 2 inches thick. I can't keep doing that. Not anymore. Hello, number 3. I hope you're well, my friend. Benny Kershaw, the steel from Scabber Flow is highly prized. What's that? I didn't know. Take that low loader around the fishing ports. What low loader? A good place to show that video instead of London. Go on, what one? Where? The West Country, be a good place. That's a good point, actually. It does make a lot of sense, doesn't it? It's just, maybe they're frightened they're going to get mugged. Go to all the places that voted for Brexit and just rub it in their faces. Look what you did! Destroyed my business. Come dance with me, Jesse says, James Bolton. Okay. I ain't got that one. Well done for admitting your error, but come on, trust a Tory not to rob you and leave you in the dirt. Yeah. That's the first oxymoron. It's just the madness of it all. And people want to rejoin. 60% now. In the polls, we want to rejoin the European Union. A lot of people realise it's not going to happen. That's pretty sensible. That's not going to happen for a good long while, if it ever does. We're not there yet, are we? Hope the family well and your father and all that. My neighbour and me. Our apples, tatties, strawberries, all gone in 60 seconds they are, all lefty. Oh, totally different taste. I know. Yeah, I dry a lot of food as well. Got dehydrated, and then we got a lot of peaches last year. Oh my Gideon, how many peaches we got? Unbelievable. Caroline done a load in jars. That's some peach confit, and also dehydrated loads of peaches. And we keep them in the freezer. We don't dehydrate them all the way. Then we put them in the freezer. They're like sweets. Bit like those really sharp sour sweets. Oh, they're really good. Jump up. My dad's knees are knackered from working in the building game. He can barely walk now. Yeah, I've got problems with my elbows, got problems with my shoulders. I dislocated that shoulder. My hands, both had operations on carpal tunnel syndrome. And we didn't, to be fair, there's more health and safety now than there was before, but there ain't enough. People are head in the sand if they think, oh, I'll be all right, Jack. No, you won't. There'll be something go wrong because of your work. And working on site work and stuff like that, and it's kind of what I was doing, a lot of site work, but also a lot of domestic stuff as well. You know, I'm a qualified bricklayer, plumber, electrician, and I'm a sitting gears woodworking as well. Just basically in and out of tech most of my life. I've got a degree in photography as well. But you see, the thing is, when you work on the tools like that all day, that repetitive strain, just gripping, just like somebody who masturbates too much, they're going to get carpal tunnel syndrome, or trigger finger, or something. So I had to say it. Anyway, you get problems with your hands, and it's Caroline's uncle. He's had the carpal tunnel syndrome. He's plasterer. And he's just had the operation recently. Actually, he's getting on a bit now, but he's had the operation. It didn't really help him much, to be fair. I have to admit, when I had the operation done here in France, it has made a huge difference. But I've lost some of my dexterose. Oh, anyway, I drop things sometimes, chisels on my feet and stuff like that, and the old heavy hand plane. But I think it's so important that the stuff fits your hands properly. I've been restoring some of my tools recently and changing some of the handles so they actually fit my hands. It makes a huge difference. Massive. Corn! I ain't no corn! Oh, after what I heard, those farmers and fishermen saying, I am unable to be sorry for... I know it's a good point, actually, Joe, because a lot of them were very, very, how to put it, just horrible. Just derogatory. Aggressive. Argumentative. Even that Ian Perks geezer was, when he was being interviewed. And that guy, the guy who was selling the glass eels, no one was paraded around by Nigel Farage, and well, he went out of business, didn't he? Glass eels. Oh God, why do you want to eat them things for? My beard's getting longer. This is the longest I've ever had a beard. It's getting quite long now. Sort of. I want to be like. Oh, crikey. ZZ Top, that's it, ZZ Top. I know the feeling, Marcus. I have high blood pressure myself, and I'm seriously thinking about going to the gym now. I am unfit, still fit for purpose, though. Good. My blood pressure's I'm between 160 and 170. Sometimes over 103. That's way too high. Way too high. And I used to be around 111 to 112. So it's not good. So something has to be done. And I'm getting fluctuations in my palpitations. Like you're feeling flushed. So I'm going to check my blood pressure, and then crikey, it was high. It's high. I can tell when it's high. It seems to affect my heart and that, so it's not great. So I'm having a thing fitted next week for a day or two. Just was it one day? I think it's one day, and they just so they can see what happens in the course of 24 hours or something. So it's not good. It's all self-inflicted. A lot of it is, not taking care of yourself. That was taunting. That was. Oh, I did a cracking video today. Oh, did you? I hadn't seen that one yet, mate. I have to check one out. Hope you're swearing a lot. Lee Corn says, to Joe, Lefty Boat. Hope Joe. Hope Lefty Boat as well. Going to have that tune in my head for the next week. Oh, quick, what's Lefty Boat say? Oh, okay. Peaches come in a can, and they were put there by a man in the factory downtown. Harry Psalms and all that. Oh, crikey. Hairy palms or psalms? Hairy psalms or palms? Have I got hairy... No, let me look at my hand, all right? I keep sharpening chisels, okay? And demonstrating them on my videos by shaving the back of my hand. That hand's bald now. It's got a bit of stubble going on. That was got a little bit of hair on it. So I started on that one now. So yeah, a bit bizarre. Grow a handlebar. I have got some beard wax. I don't know how. That would look really cool, actually. Oh, Forever Christmas, that's me. Oh, will that sit on my knee? Oh, cheers, gingers. Oh, do you like the bear gingers because it covers my face? Oh, pericarditis from the vax. What, the vacuum cleaner? Vax. Harry Palmer and his 5 little sisters. Oh, dear me. The theme tune from the Fraggle Rock. Oh, crikey. Do you know what? Oh, crikey. That Foreign Secretary woman, whatever her name was. Oh, crikey. Not Foreign Secretary. Flippin' hell. The one that looks like Fraggle Rock. The one who got the front cover of the Flippin' Telegraph. Flippin' hell. I'm trying to keep that out of my mind, actually. Don't tell me. So, where was I? Anyway. Done that one. Yeah, okay, I might have to do that one again, but you can't. No, but can't hear it, can you? So that one's done. What's up, Wally? Oh, I've done that one. I've got the Richie Sunak bet. We've all seen that. That's old news now, isn't it? Ben Abheebs says, game on, being tipped to shock the political world. Did you know that? Just in case you haven't known that, or didn't know that, or you're about to know that, because we should be listening to the horse's mouth. Yeah, he's got a big one. Yeah, his mouth, that is. That would be him. Ben Habib. Oh, crikey. Yeah. In the Reform Party, that he is, yeah. Game on, he says. The Reform Party UK is being tipped to shock the political world with a big election victory in Wellingborough. The UK Labour will throw open the borders and take us into the EU. Well, they haven't said that at all. So there you go. Vote Reform UK, Reform Party UK, for the United Kingdom. For the United Kingdom, yeah. Apparently, that's what he said. Yeah. Oh, God's sake, the man's flipping numpty. He's always angry. When he doesn't debate, he just shakes. He's just angry all the while. Oh. But don't worry. We have got the unpopular cons that we have. There you go, have an unpopular con. There you go, there you are. What would you do if they come to you knocking on your door? I know what I'd do. I'd lure them in, that I would. And then I'd, send them down the trap door. To Mrs. Macready. That's chickens, isn't it? Oh, anyway, for pies. Bake them into pies. And they'll be a bit tough, wouldn't they? No, that won't be great. No. Oh, no. But you need to see, this is important. This is. Poor old Jacob Rees-Mogg. Oh, dearie me. Oh, crikey. Oh, crikey. What can we say? Jacob Rees-Mogg he's been drawn over the coals a few times recently. He's having a hard time, he is. Coming into terms with the fact that his Brexit isn't panning out the way that he hoped. Well, I don't know if you've seen it, but Lewis Goodall of the LBC, yeah, coming to you from Global Player. Oh, that's not the right one, is it? No, it's that one. It's a bit of a heated debate, you could say.
You railed against Davos.
News agents.
How much money did you make in the city? That rather is irrelevant.
That's such a childish question. I've never had anything to do with Davos, and I know that you've become a very left-wing broadcaster.
What will success for this project look like, Mr. Rees-Mogg?
What we're doing is talking about the ideas that conservatism needs, so it's a question of whether people find these ideas resonate with them. That will be success.
Is it not rather pathetic
for the suit not fit?
Members of a party, senior members of a party like yourself, who've been in government for 14 years, to rail against the system? If you don't mind my saying so, you sound rather left-wing. You sound rather like a sort of right-wing Bennite, constantly saying, you know, power is the problem, institutions are the problem, they have to be changed.
No, I think you've got it fundamentally wrong. That we had no ability to change the system until we'd left the European Union, and we then had COVID. And all parties at all times need to be thinking about the structures of government, how things work, how they operate. Because the way to get things done is through the structures of government. And sometimes they need changing, and they were changed very effectively by Tony Blair.
So you didn't have power to change the schooling system?
We did change the schooling system, as Liz Truss said. Perhaps you should have listened to her speech.
I did listen to it. And
she said one of the things we did successfully was in education.
And yet she talked about wokeism in schools. If there's wokeism in schools, your government could remove it at a stroke, surely.
Not at a stroke. No, you need to legislate, and new guidelines have been issued. Say these things are moving in the right direction.
So what's the problem?
But things... Well, we need to move further and faster. This is the whole life and blood
14
politics.
years.
You railed against Davos, man. How much money did you make in the city? That rather is irrelevant.
That's such a childish question.
Well,
I've never had anything to do with Davos, and I know that you've become a very left-wing broadcaster, but asking me lefty questions doesn't really get us anywhere.
It's not a matter of left or right. It's a matter of probing your position,
I
Mr.
never had
Rees-Mogg.
anything to do with Davos.
No, but Davos, I would imagine what you're suggesting by talking about Davos is a sense of a man...
internationalism.
Yes.
I'm in favour of the nation state, which was clear
Yes.
from my speech, if you'd listened.
I listened to every word you said, but
Not
it
very
still seemed to
carefully.
me, I listened extremely carefully, but it's possible and entirely appropriate that we try and probe
We're
some of
happy
the
to have a
intellectual
conversation.
positions. Good. I mean, it's not
But
one
you
of the
seem to be
problems.
representing the left wing. Are you doing your bit of due impartiality that Ofcom
that's
requires
rich.
you? Or are
Mr.
you
Rees-Mogg.
here as a left-wing broadcaster?
Mr. Rees-Mogg, I know
I'm
that you're
very
rather...
interested in this, because
Mr.
this
Rees-Mogg.
comes up with GB News, which I broadcast
Which,
on.
of course, is completely impartial. Mr. Rees-Mogg.
It meets the requirements of due impartiality, and I'm
Well,
asking
not according
you
to
if you
Ofcom.
do.
Mr. Rees-Mogg, I know
I'm
that
quite
you want to go on the
interested.
attack rather than talking about the
Do
issues.
you meet the requirements of
If
due
you were allowed to,
impartiality?
absolutely. And
Do you?
unlike GB News, of
So-
course,
so
which is
you're putting a
repeatedly...
strong left-wing
Mr.
view.
Rees-Mogg, I'm not putting a strong left-wing view of anything. I'm simply trying to ask you and
You seem to
interrogate you
be.
about some... No, not
You seem
at all.
to be.
Well, according to
I've
your
got other
own
people
summary,
waiting, so do-
one more
do
question.
get to
Is
the
not
point.
one of the problems... Well, I would do if you allow me to actually ask
Now you're
a
waffling
question.
again. Please get to the point.
Honestly. Is not one of the problems that conservatives such as yourself have started to go down a track where you're not willing to accept trade-offs? Yes, we could pull out of all of these institutions and organisations, but ultimately there will be costs in so doing, just as there was with Brexit. And sometimes you start to talk about a world as you would like it to be, rather than the world as it is, which is exactly the sort of thing that conservatives used to be very good at addressing.
No, the Conservative Party's always been a practical party, and there are always trade-offs with doing one thing or another. But parties have to talk about
hang on.
ideas, otherwise they get nowhere. You seem to wish to...
That's the man who said there's no negatives of Brexit. The day we leave the European Union, there'll be cheap shoes for peasants.
Live in an ideas-free zone. It's quite
An
extraordinary.
ideas-free zone? Not
That's
at all.
what you
I'm
seem to be
trying to
arguing for.
interrogate
Anyway, you
your
said that was the
position.
last question.
Indeed.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mr. Rees-Mogg. Thank you.
Well, Matthew Stadlin also had a go on GB News. Jacob Rees-Mogg. Poor old Jacob.
Or not to intrude too aggressively onto the private grief of your party. I know that your former leader, William Hague, has written a piece in today's Times explaining the importance of party unity. I mean, coming from the left, and this is, I think, perhaps even more tragic than it is comedic, but the idea that a Prime Minister who was in power for not much more than 48 days. Well, indeed, under two Glorious months. days. I couldn't quite believe what I was hearing when I watched the speech. She was saying that we don't want to worry too much about personality politics, it's fine. What people really want to know is how we are going to help them make their lives better. And you could hear the pin drop across the country as people who have been savaged by these mortgage rates, these interest rates. I know you'll defend it, but I think it is the consensus.
But those
that
mortgage
she
rates were
really
going up
did
anyway.
very,
I mean,
very serious damage to the economy. They may have been, but they were not helped
As time
by Liz
moves on,
Truss's
it's
government.
become clearer that the increase in mortgage rates was remarkably
I'm
little
not
to do
sure
with
about that,
Labour
but isn't it
government.
interesting that on the very same day that Liz Truss launches this initiative, the Chancellor of the time, Kwasi Kwarteng, announced that he's stepping down from politics. I also have to say, because you're interviewing me, we could quite easily be the other way around. I know you had a little skirmish with another presenter today, Lewis Goodall, and you did uncharacteristically, Jacob, get a little bit annoyed. But let me put it to you.
No, I was trying to encourage his due impartiality when he was asking me these hard left questions.
Jacob, you did get angry. Let me just put this to you, because I think it is important. You have talked about populism, OK?
Yes.
Now, first of all, it is for us to decide whether this particular grouping of which you are a part is popular or not. It looks a bit desperate for the popular conservatives to call themselves popular. Let us decide. Secondly, you were railing against the elites, and this is the heart of populism. Don't mistake that for popularity. You, like me, were privately educated. You went to the most famous private school in the country. You went to one of the greatest universities in the world, Oxford University. You were at the heart of government. You were the leader of the Commons. You were Secretary of State for Business. You made a lot of money within the system, within the capitalist system. But nothing wrong with that. But you are now trying to convince the country that you are against the elites.
What I would say is I was born into the establishment. My father was editor of the Times when I was born. That's why I know how rotten it is. because I've seen it from the inside all my life.
Jacob.
It's actually very
why
important.
did you accept a knighthood? If you think the establishment is rotten, why did you accept the title of
It would have been
Jacob?
extremely ungracious to turn it round. I turn it down.
From a corrupt establishment.
But I approve of the monarchy. I'm a huge supporter of the monarchy, and the king is the fount of all honour. So
you want to be the people's representative against the establishment while accepting a knighthood?
I want fundamental change in how we are governed, and I don't want us to be taking part in the international organisations that I think undercut and undermine democracy. That's my real issue.
Smaller in number,
it's not
are we?
about me as an
But
individual.
larger
It's
in
about,
mind.
does your vote change how you're governed?
God's sake. Poor old little old Moggy. Well, at least we've got Quasi-Quatain giving us his 2 penn'orths worth.
Time, more of the same.
No.
Something has to change
Bring back
for us to have
Boris!
a chance of winning. And if that means swallowing some pride and suppressing a bit of ego and reaching out to someone who's an approved campaigner.
Yeah.
He won Brexit, he won the Tory leadership, he won that general election.
Just want the Brexit.
And people could say there were lots of other factors, of course there were, but he had a very good success.
Let's get Brexit
as an
done.
electoral force. And I think saying, oh, well, he should come back is a sign that, things are very difficult. If you want somebody's help, you should reach out to them.
Yes.
That's what you would do.
Yes.
If you were in a difficult spot and you wanted a friend to help you or somebody to help you,
Yeah.
you would probably pick up the phone
Want to admit that he needs
well, there's all of that ego. There's all of that ego and nonsense. But you have to be realistic. We're 20 points behind and the polls haven't really moved in the last year.
Yeah.
What did you do
it's
to the
not
pensions?
time, more of the same.
No.
Something has to change for us to have a chance of winning. And if that means swallowing some pride,
How's your buddy?
Suppressing a bit of ego and reaching out to someone who's an approved campaigner.
Yeah.
Odie, whatever his name is.
He won Brexit,
How's your
he won
friend
the Tory
Odie?
leadership,
He's a bit
he won
richer
that general
since
election.
when you were in.
And people could say there were lots of other factors, of course there were, but he had a very good success as an electoral force. And I think saying, oh, well, he should come back is a sign that things are very difficult. If you want somebody's help, you should reach out.
What an ass. Did I play that about 3 times? Blimey. Let me just let my dogs out. You got a wee now, or are you going to be a pain? You got a wee? Not me, by the way. Not me. No. Oh, baby. Did I say a super chat? I saw a super chat I did. Yeah, that I did. Oh, we've got a t-shirt on today. It's a bit warmer today, you know? Right. What did I miss? What did I miss? The real question is, what will these clowns do once the Tories are out of power? What a lovely dreamy thought that is. Hey, number 3, cheers, buddy. Sunak is on GB News tomorrow. Oh my God, yeah. And he's filling in for Tate Rees-Mogg. Is that what? How is that impartiality? Oh my God! What a bunch of hypocrites! Michael Cocaine, there's sympathy for the stupid who didn't realise that they live on an island. Yeah, sympathy. I escaped, but I did. I ran away to France. She killed the Queen! Oh, God, that was Liz Truss, that was, wasn't it? You know, crikey. She started the war as well in Ukraine, yeah. Yeah, that's what she was. They realised, oh, crikey, if they're all as stupid as she is, they're not going to do anything, are they? That's what the foreign minister, Russian foreign minister said, pretty much. Oh, no, Vicky. Hello, Ruth, hope you well. Rees-Mogg, Vicky, oh, what a very clever fella. Jake was nothing more than Donald Trump type. Talk about Donald Trump types. Oh my Gideon. Oh my Gideon. Oh, crikey. These people, they are around us, they are. Right, it was just that's the wrong one. There we go. Right, I missed something. No. What's wrong with that? Okay. Lot of leaf bud on the Mirabelle plum. We've got Mirabelle's here as well. Oh, I hope so. I'll check mine tomorrow then. It's 2p worth, isn't it? 2p worth. Yeah, just a bit. Tell us why, Sir Bog, Mr. Anti-Elitist. Be right back. Need to change the keg. Need to change the keg. So be nice, or the mods will use the spanner. He'll wield the spanner, he will. Believe me. Kipper, okay, here you go. Right there.
Kipper!
Where are the 3D TVs? I got a 3D projector. It's all going to be an effing car crash. Yeah. Yes, Molly. Here you go. Oh, Jim Laird. Right, what we got going on? The Devil's Toupee. Ooh, who's got the Devil's Toupee? Toupee. The last England. Okay. Devil's Toupee. What? Take a recent bog. Oh no. Soft cat forelock and all that. A wheel and pencil. The walking penny farthing. Scotland were also robbed. They were. Yeah, too right. Oh, we're talking about flipping rugby. Oh, dear. Rugby? Oh, God. The UK PM tempting for Jacob Rees-Mogg on. Yeah, that is not right. It ain't right. Anyway, what did old Trumpian say? Oh my God, that's the wrong one. Where's the Trumpian one gone? Where'd it go? Oh, there it is. There we are.
Of the presidents of a big country stood up and said, well, sir, if we don't pay and we're attacked by Russia, will you protect us? I said, you didn't pay? You're delinquent? He said, yes, let's say that happened. No, I would not protect you. In fact, I would encourage them to do whatever the hell they want. You got to pay. Of the presidents of a big country stood up and said,
he's mad.
Well, sir, if we don't pay and we're attacked by Russia, will you protect us? I said, you didn't pay? You're delinquent? He said,
that's
yes,
so
let's say that happened. No, I would not protect you. In fact, I would encourage them to do whatever the hell they want. You got to pay. Of the
man is dangerous. Seriously dangerous. Yeah. So Donald Trump just asked Russia to attack our NATO allies. Pretty much. It's effectively calling for a World War III. Just because he didn't pay. I suppose send all to debtor prisons. That's what it is. It's like got absolutely crazy. And it doesn't stop there. The man's a loon. So Donald Trump is now telling Republican senators to vote against the military aid for Ukraine. And he successfully killed the border security part of this bill. And now is going to kill the foreign aid part of the bill. Do you think he honestly believes, this is by Jake, honestly believes military aid given to Israel should only be a loan? Of course not. Military aid given to Israel will always be free from Trump. It's just a Ukraine where it's been be a loan because Trump is working for Russia. Well, maybe Israel shouldn't be doing what they're doing, but here you go. The man is absolute crazy. He really is. He's a crazy. What's this one? I've done that one. Done that. I've done that. What's the time? Oh, crikey. So I've been live for 2 hours 38. I think I'm going to call it a night. Because I'm really losing my voice and I'm getting really tired. Didn't sleep very well last night. Why is that Wally? Where's he gone? He's not there now. Yeah, he decided to jump on the bed and made me all uncomfortable. Little bugger. Yeah. Oh, he's got to let the air one in. She's alright. Oh, dear me. Crikey. Yeah. So, let's just double check the chat. Let's just see what you're saying. And then I'm going to call it a night because I'm getting a bit tired. Marx is having the menopause. Sorry, a 24-hour tape, a wee daily pill will sort it out. And the menopause. Oh my God, Kemi Badenoch. Oh crikey, she's not going to provide me with any support for my male menopause. PAB still thinks Putin's got his back. It's sad, yeah. It's nuts. Absolute nuts. They're gone crazy. Donny has nothing between his ears. Nope, he has. That's that bright light again, isn't it? Or has he been drinking bleach? Like I won't say most Americans, but there unfortunately there is a large proportion of Americans that they're just gone right down that rabbit hole, aren't they? You know, it's just madness. Betty Kershaw, let them fly high and drag the rest with them. Stay out of it, Labour. Give them the heady oxygen of publicity. Okay. Thank you for... Cheers, P does. Thank you all for joining. Please remember to click the old boot the old like button. Oh, please do it. Do it now if you haven't done it already. Crikey. Got 93 likes so far. Go on, have you done it? Probably. Oh, dear. Take care and let the ones close know that you love them. Try CBD oil for the arthritis. I could do that because I've got some hemp oil. Just cold pressed hemp oil I got for Wally. I have to take Wally's oil out for guilty. See, early stages if it's very early, so. That always seems to be one of them in to the past. All farmers shooting someone. What? Only 10 likes? I've got 95 now. Where are you getting 10 likes from? I got 95 likes. So yeah, and thanks for the super chats. No, it does help keep the channel going as long as I can possibly do it. So at the moment, bon wee, says Andrew Evans. Bon wee to you too. And don't forget, there's a Wally dog over there. Oh, the dogs are in. Peter Rook, latest to you too, my friend. I hope have a good week. And that applies obviously to everybody. Toy Jugger Kit Taser says he's been watching Goodfellas. Too much bloody loony. That they are. Whoa, crikey. That's high roof. Didn't see that. A wee daily pill will sort it out. Mine was 205 over 180. How I didn't have a stroke was beyond. Yeah, me too. A stroke or a heart attack. Blimey. Makes your heart work so hard to get the blood to all the extremities. You know, and crikey, if you're a bloke and you get a bit of wood and what, well then you bugger, don't you? You keel over. It'll struggle. My great grandfather was murdered there. Blimey. Oh, the Mandarin Mussolini. He's certainly Mandarin coloured. The frickin' orange brick. The Hatter was mad because of mercury fumes. I don't know what Don's excuse is. He's just flipping. He's always been like it, and he's just crazy. Oh, Casper. There's a rap group from West Belfast who were awarded funding until Kemi Badenoch stopped it because they aren't unionists. Oh, for God's sake. Oh, there. It's supposed to be one for everybody, isn't it? You know, no matter where you are politically on the political spectrum. Is it why Scotland keeps getting the rough end of their deal because they're not necessarily on the same political spectrum? As far as the likes of Kemi Badenoch maybe was concerned, or Richie Sunak, or have you heard about how the right in America think that there is a conspiracy involving Taylor Swift and the big game? Well, it probably is. Her and Elon Musk have got a problem with one young lad who's been tracking them in his jet. At least Taylor Swift isn't a Trumpian. I don't think she is she? No, she isn't. No, actually, no. That was a picture I saw, and I think it was photoshopped. You need to cover that butcher's chair as soon as possible. I bought this chair because it was cheap. And it's a Herman Miller chair, and they're flippin' expensive. And so, it was quite funny actually, because the missus said, "Oh yeah, there's a chair on here. I think you like this. It's got a Union Jack on it." She was laughing. She thought it was hilarious. So, what's that? I recognised it. It was Herman Miller. I was in the Facebook group. I thought it was very cheap. The only thing is, it's got a butcher's apron on it. But I ain't had backache since I've had it. Pretty much. Satan's comb over. Okay, there we go. Oh, proportional representation. We got another half. Oh yeah. Oh crikey, half. Have you? Well, you might have your general election, you see, in May. Anyway, I am going to go now. So sod you. You've been rude to me. You don't know how far though. Well, it's time. It's on the BBC. Oh crikey. Yeah, it is time for me to go because I've lost my voice and I'm struggling now. I really am struggling. What can I leave you with? God, I need to sort some more stuff out. Oh, okay. Oh, I forgot the Chinese kid. I didn't do it, did I? Dear me. Oh, what a thing to forget. So let's find something else. Okay.
But I do acknowledge we wouldn't have a better method of supporting farmers that strengthens the environment as well as enhancing food production if we were in the common agricultural policy. Three big benefits of Brexit.
Okay. Cuckoo.
Oh, it sure. Okay, well, here's trust this.
That is a disgrace.
There are more people in this audience who voted for Boris Johnson.
So we get Brexit done.
For the Conservative Party than for any other single party here. So let's have a show of hands, shall we? Who believes Boris Johnson was telling the truth yesterday?
Isn't the sheriff supposed to be courageous, loyal, and above all honest?
And thanks to the spanners. And have a lovely week. Oh, Caroline! Oh, Caroline! Where art thou? Did I mention we're doing a rewilding project here in France? Digging up more trees! Oh my Gideon! That threw me! Oh, it's Monsieur Petroli! Oh yes, we're planting more trees. But today, we're planting trees around. Yes, we are. Into around an arbour, okay? An arbour with the Archimedes screw. And with every tree we plant, we also plant a sign with your name on, or maybe in memory of a loved one, you know. Well, yes, that's what we've been doing today, as you can see. Drilling holes with the Archimedes. Oh, there he goes. Oh. Trees are good, you know. They're good for the birds, the bees, and you and me. What on earth is he doing? Is that some kind of strange ritual on how to measure the distance from the well? Oh look, there's a Wally! Oh, I do love me Wally, I do. You spin me right round, baby, right round. Oh, saucy! Yes. We're drilling holes for trees, yeah. So the trees are not just there for you or me, they're there for all to be, including all the birds and the bees. They need trees too, you know. It's like their habitat, you know. Oh, hello, Wally. Oh, ain't he lovely? Oh, I do love me Wally, that I do. I am drilling. I am drilling a lot of holes for the trees. And I can't sing, you know. Obviously. Oh, there she is. She's helped me. She is the dear missus. Her indoors is helping to plant the trees. Oh, saucy. 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53 trees in our harbour. What do you think about 53 new trees in our harbour, darling? Everyone can see your derriere.
Yeah, 53 new trees. 53. I think we need another 53 somewhere.
And then another 53. And then another 53. And eventually, we might meet our goal of 1,000 trees on 2 hectares of land. Yeah, and you can be a part of that, you know. And do you know what? There's something else we're doing as well. Not just harbours and planting trees on their own, like over there and stuff, and in the other field. We're also planting trees together, like a couple. Yeah, they're like love trees, aren't they, darling? Like us. Oh, we like love trees, darling. No? Is it convincing enough? No? Oh, okay. Well, anyway, like love trees. We'll plant 2 trees together, and we will entwine them. We will entwine the trees, darling, won't we? So they become one tree. So I thought it'd be quite nice, in memory of a loved one, maybe your parents or what have you. Well, there's a GoFundMe link down below. And if you want to be a part of the project, have your own tree, with your own sign to go with the tree. And yes, I've got a laser printer now, so I can be printing these signs as well as using a router or even pyrography, whatever comes to hand, I suppose.
While the sun goes down over the horizon, Monsieur Petroli enjoys a glass of white wine. Or so he thought.
And so if you want to be a part of our rewilding project, there's a GoFundMe link down below for which you can have a tree planted on your behalf. Maybe, but just for you. Or maybe a memory of a loved one. Yeah, that we are. Toodaloo!